And whoever Loki is this week.
Nah. He gave up. I'm pretty sure he...
Yeah?
I'm pretty sure if he does, he just lurks.
Hi, Internet.
Hello.
I lurk. I'm lurking here. BJ's not lurking.
No.
Or maybe he is.
He's dead.
But he's not lurking here.
We don't know. He could be lurking.
We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know, man.
You don't know.
Yeah. Maybe he just fell in some acid.
How can you tell?
Yeah. He and I have beef, so he's not coming back until I leave.
Beef J.
So maybe I'll let him. He and I...
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey, whoa.
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 Hey, we got to talk about how he enters the room.
As fast as I could, I hit pause.
Hey.
Oh, I got to compose a tweet. Shit.
Now you piece of monkey shit.
You should tag all the people in this that are... Wait, no, don't.
Hashtag piece of monkey shit.
No. I mean,
Yeah,
like...
just hashtag monkey shit.
No, I mean, we learned our lesson. We don't at people. Except for final level, apparently. He's
cool with it,
impervious.
yeah.
Well, I'm saying he's impervious.
Yeah,
Apparently,
the man is unkillable.
Or did he, just... Is he that tough, or did he break the streak? Like, can we tweet... Can we at Casper Van Dien and Will Wheaton and anyone else who might have a Twitter still?
Hey, man, I don't know.
Does Kenny the Closer have a Twitter?
I don't...
See, and that guy was in Christopher Guest movies.
He was.
Really?
All
Yes.
of them. Every single one of
So
them.
that's like where all that comes from.
Okay,
Is him
so-
basically just,
He's got fucking skill.
yeah.
Even all the way up to mascots.
He doesn't
Or
have
mascotas, if you
I should
prefer.
watch that, yeah.
Mascots is pretty good.
Oh, he was on Hook
How many years ago was Mascots?
last year.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I was going to say it was just last year. Pretty new.
He works. Good for this guy. Not a lot, but I'm sure he probably does some theater somewhere.
Do you need me to look up any people's? Did you
Uh,
already find Casper's? Is he just Casper Van Dien?
I don't know.
Casper's Van Dien.
Wait, does Casper Van Dien not have a Twitter? Come on.
He did. He stopped following us.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Really?
He unfollowed us.
Really?
He did.
Casper.
Because we hadn't done any...
We hadn't done a movie since.
Oh, he is at Casper Van Dien.
What?
Yeah, verified.
That's an outrage.
It's an outrage he got his own name.
No.
Let's see. Anyone else?
I got Will Wheaton.
God.
I'm not tagging Jenny McCarthy because
No.
I don't want her
We will
near
not
this.
be kind to her.
No, that'll be bad.
God.
What's Johnny's?
Gianni?
William Zabka.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please be at leg sweep.
It's at Williams Zabka.
Oh,
Fuck.
I want at leg sweep. Twitter.com/leg sweep. Who is it? I know somebody.
Probably someone who has never tweeted.
Leg sweep hasn't tweeted. Following 4 people with 1 like. Joined September 2011.
God damn it.
There's a Sweep the Leg podcast.
We watch one frame each week
Yeah.
of the Karate Kid. And
1
just
minute of
dissect
karate.
it.
Yeah.
This is pretty good, but it's no the next Karate Kid.
Sweep the leg hasn't tweeted.
Does Audrey have a Twitter account?
Oh, Sleep the Wig Johnny is...
What's her name? What's her real name?
Dana
Dana.
Barrow?
Dana Barron with 2 R's.
Barron.
Someone tells me she does not
That
maintain a
doesn't
Twitter presence.
Doesn't look like it. There is no Dana. Only
Owen, change it.
Huh?
Change the search. Owen.
Oh, Owen. Oh.
Owen.
Sorry.
Dana Barron.
There's a lot of pictures of her at conventions.
Dana Barron.
That first picture was something else.
Well, people seem to be,
Meeting her.
hashtagging her, which usually means I don't have a Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dana.
She's
no Twitter.
a smart person.
Yeah.
There's a great big smart person. Wait, so...
Or
Okay,
is
all right,
she?
that's pretty awesome, actually. I just realized that's Mick Foley with Beverly D'Angelo and Dana Barron.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good for him.
There is a Dana Barron NYC, but it looks like her.
Is it verified?
It's not, but there is a Happy New Year post that certainly looks like her.
I'm thinking that's fan. That's got to be fan.
danabarron.net.
There's nothing there.
Oh, you mean .nets are worthless?
Hey,
yeah.
hey now.
Oh, what, like noquarters.net?
What is that? Is that
The
a
now
thing?
defunct website that used to
Right,
house
look,
a
I
video
mean,
game podcast by people who talked about bad movies in another life.
I'm just saying, like, real people don't put a picture up showing cleavage of themselves typically as their profile picture. So,
Nah.
just saying,
Just
Real
me.
people
fan
do
thing.
not.
I do, but
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm not verified, so I can do
No,
what the
you're
fuck I want.
well, this person isn't either.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You're right. So have you tweeted it yet, Chuck?
Working on it.
Who else you tagged in that?
Did you tag anyone else?
You tagged Will Wheaton.
I tagged Will Wheaton, Casper Van Dien, William Zabka, and hashtag monkey shit.
Well, that'll be fun
Yeah.
for them to get on their phones.
Hashtag monkey shit.
Oh, I gotta commit some sort of grammatical thing to make all this fit. Oh,
Where's our 280 characters?
Yeah. What the
boom.
man, how come some people have 280 and I don't?
I'm also wondering if because they said they haven't really officially decided to do that or not. So if they roll back, what happens to those people's tweets that were longer?
Cut it out.
I'm just curious. That's all.
You got,
Seems like a bad decision.
you got a good point, man. Retweet. Man, I can do all my
Yeah,
dumb
you
voices.
can do it.
And BJ won't get angry and throw his headphones off.
It has been retweeted.
I do like that the sequel to Python is Pythons 2.
I don't
Hey.
think that's right.
Billy Zabka and company, be safe.
Yeah, we don't want you to have any bad things happen to you. So the DVD's out of print, Blu-ray's out of print,
There's
not
never been
available on
released
streaming
on
anywhere.
Can't rent it. Nothing.
Who is trying to erase this movie from existence?
Good question.
Oh, we didn't check Robert Englund. Robert Englund probably has a Twitter.
There was no room for Robert Englund
Oh, okay.
at the end.
Well, I thought tagging people didn't count now.
I don't know. Python received mixed reviews.
He does have a Twitter account.
Critics
I
praised the ensemble cast, but criticized the special effects and plot. Others thought it was an above-average television film with good special effects. However, despite the initial reception, it is now regarded as a cult classic and has a dedicated fan base.
Does it really?
The director of Python apparently making Wikipedia edits.
Uh-huh.
I mean, is that real? Because it's not verified. I mean, if someone like Robert Englund can't get verified, I mean,
Yeah, because
They keep-
it's got followers
Okay.
and shit, but
So everybody keeps saying made-for-TV horror movie, but what the fuck
yeah, I mean,
would it have been? Cinemax?
It could have been Showtime.
I mean, nothing ever says where it originally aired.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitter, get on it.
But I mean, you got
verify Robert Englund.
the boobs, you got the swearing, you got the violence, you got the gore. This weren't no TV movie, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I think it was a TV movie in other countries
Yeah.
Man,
that don't care as much as us.
other countries got some fucked up TV, man.
Ours, it's just listed as going to video.
Yeah.
Twitter, get on verifying Robert Englund, or he will haunt your goddamn dreams.
He will. Totally will. He does that.
Yeah. Come on, Jack. Verify shit.
Wait, did Christian Slater just walk into the room?
Hi. I'm Christian Slater.
Was it your Jack
Yeah.
Nicholson?
Yeah. Well, that was like the Saturday Night Live thing. Whenever they was just like when some schmuck at a party would bust into Jack Nicholson, would just push their hair back with their hand. Hi.
But you didn't even do that. Just made a noise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't Discord it.
Oh,
did we?
Discord.
Oh,
That's BJ's
Discord.
job. I'll do it.
I mean, I'll do it.
I'd do
I'll
it.
fucking
I'll
do
just-
it.
I'll
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Do it.
Discordapp.com. Sign me
I mean,
in.
I'll do it.
I'll fucking do it.
I'll do it.
I'm a do it.
I'm going to open
You're gonna do it?
Discord.
You sure you want me to do it?
I would do it.
Fucking die.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe because we just watched a movie where people are allowed to go unhinged and check by the director as
Yeah.
to what they're doing in any given scene. Not that.
Oh, look at somebody trying to claim that fucking Bulletproof is better than Blood on the Sand. Lies. Yeah.
Oh, no, wrong.
Yeah.
Throw that person into the sun, whomever it is.
It's Kiwi Rain. Or Kevy Rain.
Kevy.
At everyone, it is time to watch 3/4 of us talk about Python.
Man, the original website is defunct for Python.
Oh, no.
I was going to get some hot screensavers.
Hey,
Maybe some buddy icons.
something came up.
What? What came up?
The production company.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, they're still making garbage.
Hey there.
What kind of garbage?
C Mike's 916.
The latest Sniper movie, for example.
Ooh, Sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said they were making garbage.
Yeah.
I don't understand the words that you're putting together at this point right now. I mean, how could there be a bad sniper movie?
Well,
Do you hate the troop?
I do not.
Yeah.
I
got a question for you, Chuck.
go ahead.
Do you like people getting sniped?
No.
Why not?
Mm.
That's what happens in sniper movies, you son of a bitch.
What the fuck is this contact form for Python?
Why do you want to
Well,
contact a
contact
Python?
Call that Python. Send him a hug.
Oh, this company is based in Bulgaria.
Sweet.
Oh, I bet they make some fantastic movies.
Yeah, that's
there.
what I was just fucking saying.
I wasn't listening to
Why are
you.
you disrespecting the troop? Is it a troop or the troops? A troops?
A troop.
A troops, the troop?
F troop.
Hey, no, don't F troop,
F
Chuck.
troop.
Chuck,
F troop.
I will not stand, kneel, or otherwise be in your vicinity while there's that kind of talk going on.
What? About the troop?
He's F trooping over there.
Oh, F troop.
Yeah.
You got to respect those hunters.
Yeah.
F troop. F troop.
C. Everett troop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troupacabre. Am I right?
Oh man. When the world turns on the troops, we can finally do all the horror movies. Troopacop.
Yeah. It's a goat sucker soldier. It's genetically engineered to take out goats and only goats.
Goats.
So we send him into the Middle East and he kills their food supply.
yeah,
basically.
here you go.
Something like that.
Yeah. So we can make it still pro troop.
Goats.
Mm.
Goats.
Troupacabre.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd make it. Give me some.
Yeah, I
dollars.
would too.
Yeah, just give me a troop. One troop.
Yeah,
Man.
we're in.
Movies and TV. Movies and TV. Python. There it is.
You're not that late, Skin Slip. We're actually early.
We're so early.
Yeah.
You've
We-
got
we've
another
been-
25 minutes of us
Yeah, I
fucking
see.
around.
We're just bantering because we're so early,
So
Eh.
early.
and also we like bantering, and we like making jokes like Troopacop.
Eh.
Chupacabra.
Man. God, I'd watch fucking Troupacabre. I love when I make up a dumb phrase and then I go, I'd have a movie for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Whoa.
hello.
Whoa.
Troopacabra.
I felt a great disturbance in the force.
Is that Cormac McCarthy?
Jenny.
What?
What?
Oh.
Man.
Right. Man. Man.
What you doing? Yeah. I'm gonna get some water so that my my congestion does not get any worse. And I'm gonna suck it through this straw. Ooh, there's some funk in there. Get a little funk in my water.
Yeah, I'm joining this club. Don't look at me when you do it.
It's the only way I can finish, Jeff.
No eye contact.
Oh, never break eye contact.
No.
I think you mean
No, I do not.
maintain eye contact.
No. Okay.
New York,
This played on television in the UK,
right?
but it debuted on video here in the USA.
So the only place that matters.
Right.
You mean that prequel to USA, Britain?
Yes.
You know, and the prequels always suck.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. USA. I'm gonna punctuate everything I say.
USA.
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 Up all night.
Whew. Gracious me.
Whew. Lot of mercy.
Man.
Yeah. So we're about ready to make podcast, you think?
Do you want to make a podcast?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Well,
Yeah.
You know what?
all right. All right.
Eh.
Yeah.
I like that we all make stupid noises because BJ isn't here to shut it down.
Do we normally stop when he's here?
We have to because
Normally
he
he throws off his headphones and storms off.
gets
If
murdery.
if we get too bullshitty,
Yeah.
Oh.
it's a good meter. Because we know to push him far enough that he takes the headphones off. Then we're like, all right, maybe we should stop doing that.
Too much shenanigans.
Maybe we're too annoying.
Yeah. Like, sorry, everybody. PJ let us know we're being dicks.
Yep. I do want to note, in the Discord, we have someone named Lashif.
Oh.
And I want to know who that is.
The chief.
I want to know if Mads is actually in our Discord.
Oh, also, TTBF. I'm sorry, I did not go up an octave when I should have. When I should have said USA up all night.
All night. WNBC.
I just wasn't feeling the octave change right then.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
crank it out. Another October month episode.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
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 Woo, indeed. All right.
Yeah. Recording.
We're not, are we?
Yeah,
We're
we
not.
are.
Oh, okay.
We are.
Good.
I will hang my head in shame when we're not.
Okay.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey! BMFcast!
Woo.
Yeah, episode 396.
My God.
So many numbers.
Wow.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah. We gained one, we lost
Yeah,
another.
BJ and I have beef, so he's not here.
Yeah. Hashtag
Yeah.
weird beef.
But they have to alternate weeks.
No, this is Weird Beef 2.
Oh, it is?
Hashtag Weird Beef 2.
Yeah.
He had weird beef
the
with Chuck.
beefier.
Yeah. We had initial weird beef.
I got you. I was not aware.
It was grade A.
Then
weird
they
beef.
normalized their beef.
Yeah.
But now he and I have a weird beef,
Gotcha.
too.
Hey, so you know what we do each and every episode of this here podcast when we're not having weird beefs?
What do we do?
We
What?
go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot Jocks.
Robot
is
Jocks.
A movie about robots.
It's a great movie about robots.
It is.
Yeah.
However, there are bad movies, and stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in big old piles of trash.
It's in garbage.
Just need to go in
refuse.
bags.
Just all your dead leaves into
Yeah.
a bag from the BMFcast.
Yeah.
So
All those things.
Yeah.
So we're knee deep in October month at this point.
So deep.
Yes. Doing the thing you do in October.
Yeah,
You celebrate October month.
that's true.
Uh-huh.
This week brings us 2000's Python,
It does.
which
Oh,
if you
man.
go over to youtube.com/watercooler,
Uh-huh.
then you may have seen a review on this movie by Mr. One Chuck Dowling.
Correct.
Sitting to my right.
4 years ago,
Right.
I reviewed a movie called Python.
And I said that has to be an episode at some point.
It was
We can't
time.
do it anytime soon.
No.
Right.
We had to put some distance between
Yeah.
it.
We put an entire high school career
Yeah.
in between that movie and now. So.
Kids have gone to college in the time
Yes.
since I last watched
Boys
Python.
have become men.
Yeah, you want to feel old?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just think about your own mortality.
Yeah. Now you're old.
I'm not good at those. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we decided to watch this here movie, and then we're going to talk about it. So let's get it.
Sure, the first half.
Well, all
Probably.
right.
Probably.
Okay, old chaps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was me attempting to poorly stall while I get to the plot summary that we usually read right here.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right.
After a military plane crashed near a small American town, a giant man-eating snake sets off on a killing spree. The locals must find a way to eliminate the snake with the help of a scientist who knows about the snake and terminates it.
Wow. Okay.
Spoilers to the end.
Yeah.
The snake doesn't win.
He knows about the snake.
He does.
He's
like,
aware of the snake.
is it long? Does it, without arms or legs?
That's a snake.
I am a scientist.
That scientist is Robert Englund.
It is.
BMFcast alum.
Yes.
It's been a while, though. I want to say Ford Fairlane was the last one he was in.
Oh, man.
But he was also in Never Too Young to Die.
Okay.
A.K.A. Stargrove.
I'll just remember that movie instead.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Some of them BMFcast alums, some of them making their first appearance.
Uh-huh. All of them worthy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got Casper Van Dien.
You do.
It's been a while. It's been so long he unfollowed us on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been.
He thought we were going to do one of his movies a week.
Yeah.
And then we didn't do one for like 5 years.
Come on.
Either that or he listened to the Dracula 3000 episode.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Hey, Casper, why'd you ghost us?
He did. He totally ghosted us.
Oh, I get it. Because he played a ghost in a movie.
That was not very friendly.
His
Oh.
name's Casper.
Oh, like the mattress.
What movie was he a ghost in?
I don't know.
That Casper movie.
Sleepy Hollow.
He's actually in it.
I know, that's what I mean.
He was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
He's in the video sequel to Casper.
Talk about a
Yeah.
self-aware man.
Kismet.
Yeah. He was also in Cutaway. Was the last time we saw him.
Oh.
which-
Fine, yes.
Okay.
Cutaway was
Cutaway.
a long time ago.
Yeah. Also joining us for this party is William Zabka.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish he was joining us for this party, but
Oh,
he's
man.
on
we
the-
have
in
an
the
open
movie.
chair.
He
If you
does.
can get here in the next 2 hours,
Hurry up.
we will totally wrap with you.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since Cross.
Ugh.
That was the reaction I was hoping for out of Chuck. God damn it. Cross.
Yeah, we are adding an internet celeb to our wheelhouse now in Mr. One Will Wheaton.
Oh, yeah. Famous board game player Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
Man.
I liked when he played board games on the bridge of the Enterprise. That's what he was doing, right? Just boop,
Yep.
boop, beep, boop.
Well, he
He
did.
did.
He played that one that everyone got addicted
Yeah, it
to.
was just a really big touchpad thing.
Him and Ashley Judd played that game.
Oh yeah, that was a good game. I'd play that game.
Who else is in this here movie?
Some other people. The original Audrey from National Lampoon's Vacation, Dana
Correct.
Barron.
Yes?
Yeah.
Our main guy, he's been in some things. I don't.
No.
Is he a BMFcast guy? I don't know.
No, he is not.
He's just.
He started his career with Python and worked a little
Ended
bit.
his career with
Yeah, he worked a little bit after that, but nothing
Okay.
we've seen him in before.
Yeah, and Jenny McCarthy is briefly in it, which we'll get to, but somehow not a BAMcast alum.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. We you know, we got inoculized to not watch your movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We're vaccinated against getting McCarthy.
Let's not talk about that.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, and then there's there's a bevy of that guys in this movie. Like
There are.
In fact, like in one shot, it was like it's just 3 that guys in a row.
Yep. It's like, oh, hey, that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh,
Wait,
him too.
Oh, yeah, I recognize you from Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Sean Whalen and Gary Grubbs are both cops, and you will recognize them instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember the little guy with the kind of high pitched voice. Like he's also that guy.
Yeah, the-
Been
Oh.
like a billion things.
And Mulder's shitty brother from the X-Files.
Yes, correct.
Chris Owens.
Yeah. Being someone's shitty brother in this.
Yep.
Typecast to fuck.
Well, plus, we in the opening scene, we actually have to talk about the plot of the movie eventually. But
Oh, okay.
In the opening scene, it's
Let's just keep talking about the cast.
well, I'm gonna
Ed Lauder's in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say in following that guys, Ed Lauder and Mark McClure are the 2 people on the plane.
Yes.
aka Jimmy Olsen.
Yes.
And
The plane's called Jimmy Olsen?
Yes. Look up in the sky. It's Jimmy Olsen.
Ah, Superman's Blues.
But yeah, like Ed Lauder. He's been in a billion things.
Yes.
But he's very much like I don't know your name, but I've seen you.
You got that face. He was in that episode of The X-Files where the face on Mars was haunting him.
oh man, he was the
He was the NASA head.
Oh my god, one of the worst episodes ever.
Where the face would come through the screen
Yes.
and morph on his face, and he would go. That is the worst fucking episode of The X-Files they ever made. Way to go, Ed Lauder.
And that's the thing, that had a lot of competition too.
Yeah. Yeah. They tried hard over the next, 10 years.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, Ed Lauder is a pilot.
Yep. Yeah, and they are flying a plane with a mysterious large crate,
Yep.
and not like a Jurassic Park style metal we got to make sure shit doesn't get out of here. I mean, it is a crate, like
Just ship your leg lamp in it.
yeah, like old school, like wooden nailed together crate, bullshit crate.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, Ed Lauder's like, "Hey, Mark McClure, I don't know what's in that crate. Just grab that crowbar over there and let's pop this sucker open and see what's going on."
Oh,
And
yeah,
he's like,
he insists it's shifting around.
Yeah. Mark McClure's like, there's something in here, and he's like, well,
open it up.
It's top secret, but I'm going to give you permission anyway. Rip that bastard open. So he, like, crowbars it open and, basically sticks his head in there, and he's like, there's nothing in here, but then looks at the other corner of the crate and just like, oh, no. And then he gets off-camera snaked. Mm-hmm. And then they just show Ed Lauder's face, and they zoom in on it, and they zoom in on it.
Yeah, as he listens to the sounds of his friend dying over the radio,
and
over
he
his
just keeps
headset.
saying, friend, hey, what's going on back there?
Uh-huh.
Hey. And then eventually the plane crashes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. So, the movie's over. They killed the snake.
"Yeah,
Everything's over. So we get a little epilogue.
Yeah.
Some ladies.
No, we can epilogue with open credits.
No. Ladies in a
God,
tent.
that's right.
Yeah.
They do. Oh,
Ladies in a tent.
it's a long, cold open.
Yes, it goes on a while.
Late credits.
And
I don't know. Would you say it's cold open?
no,
It's kind of hot.
it's moist. It's sticky. Come on.
Yeah.
It was humid out there.
It was, yeah. This is a tent. They're vinyl. They don't breathe very well.
Okay. Anyway,
some ladies are enjoying each other's company.
yes. The time to tits ratio returns. The
Yeah.
triple T ratio, because we're like 3 minutes in and it's like, all right, here's boobs and there's another woman going down on this lady.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, all right.
Well, they kind of do like the, hey, surprise, it's another lady.
Yes.
Reveal type of
'Cause
thing.
Ball cap is being worn by a lady. But you get that reveal because the lady receiving the pleasure in the scene says, oh, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
And Roberta raises
Yes.
her head, and she's like, the fuck you say? And then they have a fight about names.
Yeah, this is very 2000 angry lesbian
Yeah.
bullshit.
Also, they
Because,
misuse
like-
alliteration.
Yeah, she claims.
Yes.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. But she is the lesbian angry that her girlfriend is bisexual
Right.
thing.
But
Which,
they
around
have a good
2000, that was kind of...
Sure. But they have a good pact, which is, as long as I'm the only girl you're fucking, that's fine.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, and then apologizes to her and then starts to reach under the covers to her pants.
Mm-hmm.
But then she says, hey, you need to stop squeezing so tight. You need to stop.
Yes.
And
she's like, I'm not doing anything.
And you're like, oh no, is it the python?
It's the snake. And
It's a python.
it is, yes. They rip back the sleeping bag, and it's like, oh, it's my snake.
Miss G.
Yes, that I brought along.
Because she never goes anywhere without Miss G.
Right. And this is when we get the explanation as to what pythons are and what they do.
Yes.
They don't bite, they squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. It's very important.
Is it?
Nope.
No, it's not.
It's not at all important at all. But anyway, angry girl goes outside. She's like, I'm going to go take a leak. She goes over to a tree stump, and she sees that her girl who's in the tent has her name just etched into
Carved into-
Yeah, with a dude's name.
A stump.
And she's like, who's John? And she's like, oh, you mean Joanne? Ha ha. And they're like... and the girl's like,
Yeah.
God, you fucking bitch. And goes off in the woods and, gets
Yes.
eaten by a snake. Off camera. It's just...
Yeah, she
Shaking-
looks up, oh my God,
Yeah.
and starts screaming. And then the other girl, it's all reaction shots. Going, oh my God, zips up the tent. And then
And then like 4 crew hands just stand...
just shake the shit out of that tent.
right.
And the soundtrack says,
And then she gets 8.
yeah,
And then we get credits.
yes.
And then we get assaulted by the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to 2000.
Ugh.
Not only that, but like assaulted by the soundtrack and hot BMX or mountain bike action.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Extreme
yeah.
mountain biking is going on while extreme noise is happening on the soundtrack. And we get all the 7 style credits of serial killer typeface. And yeah, it's our hero, whatever his name is.
Guy?
Yes, Guy.
Cooper. John Cooper.
John Cooper. And he's biking. He's biking so hard. And then he gets to his destination. And
Which is a plating company?
yes, Perfecto Plating.
What are they plating?
This is a factory.
This is probably where we'd normally point to BJ and be like, hey, what's plating?
yeah. Go to the plating database.
I'm assuming it's where you plate things with metal. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like put a metal coating on
Yes,
top of something,
yes.
chrome or gold or whatever.
yeah.
But
This place has 2 morons who work there, and this guy and this guy's brother, who is Mulder's shitty brother from the X-Files. And this is just a, hey, Dad died to keep this place open, and you left us, and now you're back, and fuck you. And the biker kid is just like, yeah, well, I'm here now, so
Yeah.
I guess you're not my dad.
Well, yeah. Well, and then he gets mad because they're about to shut the brother shuts the grate, but he like they have to. He's like, hey man, if you shut that, we're gonna sweat to death in here. And
Yeah.
he's like, well, if I open it up, the EPA is gonna come after me, so
Yeah.
they're gonna shut us down either
But if you
way.
leave it closed, OSHA's going to come
yeah,
after
they,
us.
they have the big metal roll door, but it's like prior to going into this place, there was the sign of like the something town center is coming, which was just like, oh, I guess shortly it's about to get gentrified, and you've got this metal works place
Yeah.
in the middle of all of this.
It's gonna be a Save the Plate Center movie.
It's not though.
No.
But
Totally is.
yeah, I mean, I it's like they're being forced out because no one wants caustic chemicals near them
Weird.
when we're having biscottis and scones and shit.
Yeah, and the older brother is just the notion that this place is going to be taken over by people having a good time and enjoying themselves is something his dad would have not wanted.
That is not what his father wanted.
He died to keep this toxic waste dump open.
There are things that need to be plated, and god damn it, we are going to plate them till our dying day, just like our dad did.
Now, never mind the fact that there are 3 extended scenes that take place in this place. Not once is anyone doing any work whatsoever. So what this guy is so fucking stressed about, I don't know. But no one's doing dick in this place.
He's a bad manager. He can't get his employees to do anything.
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
That's why he's just losing his shit.
Yeah. So he's just like, I'm leaving. I'm going to the lake. So his Will Wheaton, his friend,
Yeah, his
has
friend
shown
has
up.
shown up.
And just like, going to the lake, going biking and swimming and
Yeah,
whatnot.
which Will Wheaton got purple hair in this.
Uh-huh.
He's got a nipple ring because
He
they
does.
show him with the shirt off. Got the nipple ring,
Yep.
and he's just. I don't even know how to describe him in this movie, but
He's like extra skinny even for him. I mean, for this later. I mean, he
Yeah.
was a scrawny little kid, but I mean,
He's still scrawny.
when he became an adult, he didn't usually look this scrawny.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
He's got the little chin
he's supposed-
beard.
Yeah, he's supposed to be punkish,
Maybe.
but also a real estate agent.
Right, which, no.
yeah,
But they're like cutting back and forth between the girls at the lake who are talking about the dudes and the dudes in the car talking about the ladies. And it's basically just like, so, Will Wheaton, you never had sex with your girlfriend? And then cut to girlfriend who's like, I've never had sex with Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
And
well, why is that? Well, because he's always chasing money, and it's like, oh man, I got to get money, or she's gonna leave me. So it's just it's like they want 2 different things, or think they want 2 different things.
yeah, but there's some hints at an upcoming character in the film named Kenny the Closer that Will Wheaton wants to be more like.
oh yeah,
He's like, I got to be like that guy. That guy's great. And there's just a little little tease of what's to come.
Wasn't it just later in this scene when he?
No,
showed
no,
up?
no.
next day
It's
they
when
come
they're
back.
coming back from the
Oh,
lake
okay,
that he
okay.
shows up. But because at first I was like, is he in this early? But no, they go to the lake and shenanigans at the lake, and they're
and
like,
we also need to mention that while the brother was biking, while Cooper was biking, he got stopped by Willie Zabka
he did.
because
Yep.
he almost runs into his cop car. To which he comes out and basically threatens him about riding his bike on the side.
It's like, I'm going to give you a citation.
He's basically just being a cop, abusing his power to be
Yeah.
a dick to a guy he doesn't like.
It's like, I know you're back in town,
But-
but that doesn't mean you get to run the place or something.
I gotta say, Zabka threateningly puts on and takes off sunglasses a lot in this movie.
He
and
sure
every
does.
time it's satisfying, every single time.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah,
But the backstory there, is
which
that,
we learn
Yeah.
at when they were all at the lake playing around.
right, is that he left to go be bike champion. I never really understood what kind of biking he did.
Some company was testing prototype extreme bikes. And
Right,
he
was
went
it
to go
just
work for
mountain
them.
biking,
Yeah.
though,
It
I
was
guess?
Downhill biking.
All I know is he mentioned he was on tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was touring.
But he left to go pursue that. Meanwhile, his friend from high school, Billy Zabka, moved in on his girl because he basically was like, "Sorry, babe, I gotta leave. I'm gonna be, bike champion of the world."
Yeah. And there are only apparently like 6 other people in this town. So
Yeah.
Because Willie
options were limited.
Willie Zabka was like, I'm here now.
Yeah, and they were like set to get married, and then he comes back into town,
And they broke up.
They break up, and now she's kind of back with him.
Yes.
So
he's got a
He's
legit
got-
beef.
they got
Yeah, legit beef.
actual
Not weird beef.
No, weird
Actual beef.
actual beef. But
Angus.
they're they're hanging out, and all of a sudden there's not the snake, but the small snake from the opening scene.
Yeah, Miss G.
And they're like, "Oh, this is Lisa's snake," and they're all and everyone, all the dudes.
The guys are like, "I know Lisa."
Yeah, and then the girls are like, "Wait, how do you know?"
Yeah,
Lisa?
because I just love that Will Wheaton identifies the snake. She's like, "How do you know that's what?" And she's like, "That's Lisa's snake." And they're just like, "Everybody knows Lisa."
yeah, because then William Zabka shows up from like behind a rock and is like, "What's all this then?"
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And he's like, "Wait, that's Lisa's snake," and everyone looks at him and he's just like, "What?" Everyone knows that's Lisa's snake.
yeah, Cooper may have been like town bike champion, but she was apparently town bike.
The way they say it is they give this knowing look and they go, "Everybody knows Lisa."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
We'll wait.
Oh no. Work. Thank you. Oh wait, you're the one editing. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Happy to make this easier for you.
It gently caressed my ears with that pop.
Yeah.
So Chuck, you got your 31 in 31 started for next year?
No.
No?
No.
You taking a little break?
Well, I mean, the credits are made. Like, I don't have to change those for another 4 years.
Somebody's going to call you lazy.
I don't care. Fuck 'em.
They're going to call you lazy.
I don't
It's going to
care.
happen. You know
I
this.
don't care.
Yeah, and you're going to be like,
I've been
"Hey,
called worse this year.
Yeah,
I can
you
handle
have.
being called lazy.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough year in the comments.
Yeah. It was,
Had you ever blocked people before?
No.
This year?
No.
Never.
Never. What happened this year has never happened before.
Man, it's a whole new world out there, isn't it?
It sure is. Yeah, and it's weird. I got it from both sides. Both
Yeah,
sides
that's
of the
right.
issue
That one
came
guy
at
was
me.
not pleased that you were.
Yeah.
That you
I
called
wasn't-
women attractive.
Yes.
and-
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
was like, "This is a bunch of SJW bullshit," and then this other guy would jump in and go, "He's not going far enough.
Yeah.
He's not proper SJW."
I
And I'm
got.
just sitting here like, I'm making jokes, y'all. What?
Yeah, I have to admit that when that guy started in on that, I was like, okay, now I can just that one little tiny % of a percent understand what the people that bitch about that stuff are bitching about.
Mm-hmm.
Because, even though they're being shitbirds, they think in their mind, no, I'm being respectful, I'm doing that. And there's always somebody who thinks that you're not going far enough.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much crystal clear. And then when I said something, and I'm like, "Nah, Chuck's not like that." And he's like, "Who's talking to you?" And I'm like, "I know Chuck. I have shared meals with the man.
That's right.
He's been to my house.
We have hugged.
Have we?
Yes.
When?
At your wedding.
Oh, it doesn't count.
It totally counts. I went to shake your hand. You were like, "Come here. Get in here."
Oh man, I forgot about that. I was in a huggy mood.
You were.
A wedding
You were.
is a happy day.
You were quite gregarious that day.
And I didn't even drink very much.
No, this
But,
was
that's
this
the
was
thing
right
about a
after the
wedding.
ceremony. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing about a wedding is like you think that you're going to get to like you can all right, you're going to drink. I didn't really get to drink very much at all because
Yeah.
you're so busy with everything.
Well, plus we wiped out the bar in like the first 45 minutes.
I know. I'm aware. Ask me how I'm aware. Because I heard about having to extend the bar.
It was early, man. We haven't even sat
and that's the
down,
thing,
and they were
I'm
like,
like-
"Bar's closed."
I'm like, how many people here are under 30? And we're like, not that many.
Yeah.
Not that many at all. And it was still fucking wiped. Of course, it didn't help we had a cocktail hour
That's true.
because we were trying to do photos and stuff.
Yeah.
Because Jen didn't want to do the bad luck for seeing the bride before then type thing.
Makes sense.
And the podcast started, but Harlow had to leave.
Yep.
There's
We're just taking
Scott.
the time out.
Yeah. It's time out to have some discussion. So, do you have any more episodes of your other series done yet?
No,
No.
I'm currently working on a hot episode of BMFcast Rewind.
Oh, that's right.
I
That's
real-
right. It had to take a month off.
Yeah. today I wrote 20 paragraphs about Southland Tales, and now I have to edit that shit down.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot to say. So that's in the final stages. It should be up by the end of the week.
So what did you think of our episode?
It's it was an interesting discussion.
I honestly don't remember a lot of us actually talking about the movie because I think we tried to avoid talking about it because I remember being frustrated because it was like you had to have read the manga that and all this other bullshit. Like if you had read the graphic novels that were released simultaneously, you'd understand what was happening. It was like I think that's where that rule I have came from. It's like if you have to explain things outside of the movie, you fucked up.
Yep. Yeah, well, I mean...
And on the list of things that Southland Tales fucked up, that's way down there.
The audacity to say to your audience, you have to read these things that did not exist before this film, that were created for the film in order to get the film. Like, fuck off. Like, if you cannot tell your story in your film, fuck off.
Yeah, and I mean, and we'll talk about it in the second half, but, like, movies nowadays over-explain everything, but there's a happy medium. Between something like the original Blade Runner, where stuff is just allowed to exist and it doesn't need everyone explaining how it's related. Like Edward James Olmos' character in Blade Runner. We don't need to know his backstory. We don't need to know what he's doing, what his purpose is. We don't need to know any of that.
Right.
You just need to know that he's this presence that is prodding at Deckard throughout the movie. Whereas, like, now Marvel movies... Literally everyone that's in it, they have to explain the connection to how and why they're there.
Yep.
And whereas Southland Tales, they don't explain shit. They're just like, all right, here's what's happening, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it, and now they're running through a crowded place being chased by John Lovitz or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it. And
so you have 20 paragraphs to...
Yeah, I need to edit that down a little
What's
bit.
your time, like, what are you shooting for time-wise when you do these? Under 10?
Normally I say more than 5, but I say more than 5, not including the talk about the other podcast bit.
Okay.
So as long as the material that I write comes up to about 5 minutes, anything more than that is fine. So
now, I forget if it was like in one of Jim Sterling's or something, but they said like for actual advertiser revenue stuff, you really should be like you have to be just over 10 minutes.
Really?
Is like the sweet spot they want. I don't know if you've looked into any of that because I know you kind of don't care anymore because it doesn't matter. But I seem to remember that being a thing. Like you were much more likely to get proper advertising serving if you were at just over 10 minutes. Maybe. Which is why so many of these people talking into a camera like always are just like, 10:21.
Yeah,
is their length.
Maybe. And like I came close with those two Spooky Tube episodes. They were about 9.5 minutes. So, but everything gets flagged the second it goes up anyway. And now the new flag is not eligible to be monetized. So
I mean, with those, why not?
I don't know. But all the ones that I've appealed that they have reviewed have come back and said, "Good news. This is totally fine. Our algorithm sucks. So enjoy."
So did you go through every single one? Or were there some you're just like, yeah, they're never monetizing this?
There were some I didn't. I stopped at a certain point because there is it gives you a warning saying this has to have had 1,000 views in the last 7 days.
That's right. Yeah.
For us to even consider it. And I'm like, you know what? This video is 5 years old. No one's watching it. It's never going to get there. Yeah. So I stopped. I went back and I sorted by like number of views, and I'm like, okay, these are still popular, so let me appeal these. But like the ones like episodes from 5, 6, 7 years ago, nah.
Whatever happened with the Tosh.0 one? Does that still get views regularly?
Oh yeah, all the time, and it gets weird spikes, so it's got to be showing somewhere.
Yeah,
but yeah, you want to talk about a garbage fire? Look at the comments in that section.
They were back then.
Yeah. Anyway, Harlow's back.
All right. Fuck, where were we
now?
Yeah,
I made my bike joke and then I had to walk away. What the town? Lisa being the town bike.
I know.
Okay.
All right. So what was the last thing we were talking about?
That was it. It
everybody
was
knows
Lisa
Lisa.
Snake, and
Yeah.
everyone knew Lisa.
Yeah.
I may have to get up again. I'm just warning you.
Okay.
That's fine. We started early, man.
Okay.
Do you want to clap?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So Lisa, everyone knows Lisa.
Yeah.
In that way, as is implied by all of the men, and the looks of the women whenever it's mentioned.
Yeah, like, how dare you?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
But then William Zabka's just like, what are you doing with Lisa Snake anyway?
Yeah.
Here, let me take that snake.
Yeah, I'm confiscating that.
Yeah, she was reported missing this morning.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
Yeah,
So it's kind of...
He has to leave because he gets a call, like, hey, you need to come check this out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I'll take this snake, and drapes it around himself like he's fucking Steel Justice.
Yep.
And goes off on his way to the crime scene, to which they are just gathered around a comical skeleton with some red goopy stuff on it.
Skeleton gooey corpse.
Yeah. And this is where we get the shot of all that guys just looking at it. You
Yeah.
know? And everyone's just like, man, the fuck happened here?
Mm-hmm.
This is...
Do they identify it as Lisa then?
No.
I
No.
thought they did.
No, they have no idea.
Okay, they just know it's a gooey, nasty
Yeah.
body. Okay.
Yeah. But they're like, we'll have to get this back to the lab to figure out who it is. And
Yeah, they're pretty much just like, we think we found
Yeah.
Lisa.
yeah. But
It's like, how are you going to get that back to the lab? With a
Also-
spatula?
Also, probably they're going on the, like, there's one person missing, possibly dead, in a small town. It's probably Lisa. They don't know that there's about to be an epidemic of death.
yeah. But they're also like, well,
They
you
know that they know that she was seen leaving with
Roberta.
Roberta.
Right. But also William Zabka comes in and they're all having a discussion about like what would do this to a body, and they're like, oh, acid. And then one of them's like, hey, doesn't Cooper work in a building of nothing but acid? And then he's like, yeah, and he had Lisa's snake. And then they're all just like, man, get him.
Yep.
Let's go get him. And the Weasley deputy guy is just like, dude, this is going to be sweet. We're going to interrogate him, and, you know, we're just going to tear him a new one, and it's going to be the best. And Zabka's like, what's your deal, man? And just, you know, like, I'm going to interrogate him. You're not going to do shit.
Yeah. He's literally like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
You can go now.
Yeah.
And then he finally talks him into letting him come along, and he's like, okay, but you don't get to say anything.
Yeah. So they
They
where do
hop
pick
in the
him up?
car, and he's going back to work.
Yeah.
And Will Wheaton is taking him back to work.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
And
yes.
and then he's saying, "Oh man, damn it, I left the I'm supposed to take pictures of this new place that I'm going to be selling, but I left it at the expensive house."
I left my Polaroid camera
Yes.
at this other house, and he's like, man, my day is ruined. And Cooper's like, I'll go get it for you.
Yeah.
And he's like, sweet. And they're at a stop at an intersection,
Yep.
and a white Porsche pulls up next to them.
Yep.
And then popping out of the sunroof, laughing as he does it, he's just like, hey. And Will Wheaton is just like, oh my God, it's Kenny the Closer.
He's like, Tommy. and this guy is played by Scott Williamson, who is one of the... He's not like one of the main guys, but he's one of the Christopher Guest regulars, like any of Christopher Guest's movies.
Yeah.
He's going to show up somewhere in it. So that's kind of like where you can tell he's like, I got this character.
Yeah.
Which is a bit much for a Christopher Guest movie, I'll say that. But
Yeah.
for this movie,
Yes.
fucking perfect.
Okay.
Because he pops out of that thing and he's like, Tommy, you gonna close that deal on the Bridgewood house?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope is for losers.
And he puts the L on his forehead.
Yep. He's like, let me tell you a little something about hope. And as he's ranting about this little kid rides by on a bike and just kind of gingerly kicks the front bumper of his car. And man, Kenny the Closer fucking loses it.
He's like, Billy!
He knows the kid, obviously.
Yes.
You damaged my car. I'm gonna
I'll hang your balls from this rearview mirror like dice.
a pair of fuzzy dice. You got that, Billy? You piece of monkey shit. Anyway.
Anyway, are you gonna close that deal? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you gonna close that deal? And he's like,
Yes.
yeah. And he's like, are you gonna close that deal?
Hell yeah. He just
Cha-ching, baby!
points at his watch, his gold watch. He's like, that's the spirit. Ka-ching, baby. Ha ha ha. And then just slinks back in through the sunroof and speeds off through the intersection. It is,
That was the scene that watching that in your video, I'm like, we have to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Like
Pretty
at
much,
some
yeah.
point, this movie has to be watched.
yes. It's an amazing 2 minutes of film.
And even though I've seen it, it plays just as well and is just as funny.
Yeah,
when it comes up,
that guy is so committed to Kenny the Closer. And
it's out of nowhere.
Yeah,
because everything before this has been kind of like.
Most people are playing it, you know.
Yeah, it's like 90210 level of drama between everybody.
Kind of.
And level of acting for the most part.
But there's a little, or maybe not a little, there's a significant amount of people just kind of allowed to do whatever they want to do on screen.
Some people are super into this, and others are just like, I'm here, I will say the lines and everything, you know. Some of them really are making the best of it, and others are just there, you know, they're working. So, but Kenny the Closer, holy shit.
Yeah.
But he speeds off, and
and I do like that Cooper is just kind of looking at Will Wheaton like, the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Was that guy for real?
And it's weird, when you finally have seen that scene enough times, you start watching them instead of watching him. Mm-hmm. Your instinct is to always watch him.
Oh, yeah.
But eventually, like, at some point, I'm like, I need to see how they're reacting to this. And they are trying so hard not to lose their shit. I mean, they like the dude Cooper in the passenger seat is just like, man, what the fuck's happening? Will Wheaton is kind of prepared for it.
Yeah.
The other guy is just like, man, what on earth is this guy doing? So, yeah.
But yeah, so Cooper gets dropped off at the acid plant, and the cops are already there talking to Mulder's shitty brother.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this guy's older shitty brother.
Yes.
Yes. That's all he does.
Yep.
And they're just like, no, they don't take him there.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, they're
he
just
drops
already
him
there.
off. He drops him off, and then Will Wheaton just.
Well,
goes
after that guy was like, "That's enough, right? We can go get him now, right?"
Yeah.
Acid, because they found like another corpse, right? Is that what it was? Like it was 2 corpses, looked like they'd been burned by acid, and they were like, "Now we can go arrest him, right? Or at least go question him."
No, not yet.
They just
want to talk to him about his alibi.
They just want to talk.
Oh,
they just
right,
want to chat with him. They're not arresting him yet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's just William Zabka that goes to see him, not the other guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is where we get more of the rivalry backstory stuff.
Yeah, it was with her all night. You want to call her? You want to call Kristen? She'll back me up.
Yeah.
It's like, I know the number.
Yeah, he's like, I will. Yeah, he's
Sunglasses.
storms out of here.
Yeah, but the brother is also like, the fuck did you do now?
Yeah, and he's just like, I don't need this. I quit. And the brother's like, no, you don't.
No,
You're
that's way
fine."
later.
You sure?
That's way later.
Yeah, that's
That's
okay.
when-
That's when
way
they come.
later.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
That's when they're like, this is the guy.
Yeah, but they basically kind of half-ass interrogate him, and Zabka just kicks the other guy out because the other guy's like, you're gonna burn in the chair for this, and he's like, the fuck did I do, man?
Right.
And that's where they mention that what's her face is dead because I guess they had figured out that it's her. So from here,
I think this is when we go Kenny the Closer to the house. Well,
We get the start of it.
Cooper agrees, like, Will Wheaton and his girlfriend were going somewhere, and so Cooper agrees to go get the camera for him in his stead.
Yes.
Because Kenny the Closer is going to close the deal on some house, some fancy house in the new neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the scene where we get to where Jenny McCarthy is, and she's the potential buyer of this house.
Right. And it is a long sequence of Kenny the Closer being awesome and Jenny McCarthy being terrible.
I can't even. This is like, for the good and the bad. This is part of the, like, people just doing whatever, and the director never going like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because she is just like, there's smell the fart acting, and then there's like smelling the diarrhea shit acting, which is what she's doing because she's just got this like.
But this
look
is
on her face the entire time.
This is Jenny McCarthy's shtick. This is what she does, is that she makes these faces. Like, even, I hate to say it, but like, even in her official Playboy videos, she would do this. She would just make stupid faces, and like the whole thing was like, I'm gonna be a comedian someday, and it's just like, okay. And then, like when she was on Singled Out or whatever that show was, she would just jump around and make these faces, and it's just like, yeah, that's okay. That was funny in the 40s, but no, not, you gotta say something.
But it's not even like she's just doing the same face over and over. I mean, like, it's, as you said, it's almost like if Elvis did both edges of his lip, like at the same time up.
Yeah, she just has this permanent sneer, which it's supposed to be that she's enjoying it, but it certainly doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and also she's getting turned on by everything Kenny the Closer is saying, and Kenny the Closer is oblivious to all of this. Like, is not getting the hint at all that she's just like, let's fuck.
Yeah.
And
Hata to Trata,
Yeah,
as he
yes.
said earlier.
And he's just trying to close the deal. He does not give a shit about this.
Why don't we
Like,
go see the master bedroom? She's like, oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
he's like, see, look how spacious it is. And the best part over here, there's a jacuzzi bathtub, which...
I've filled with carnation
Yeah,
petals. And
Yeah, and then he turns on the jets, and the jets are just what
Jacuzzi
sets her
bathtubs,
off.
yeah. Yes. So...
And then
God.
We cut away to something happen. Like, there's a brief interlude in between because we...
This is when Robert Englund and Casper Van Dien come in.
That's
Okay,
right.
yeah,
It cuts to Casper Van Dien's office, whatever the fuck these
Yeah.
guys are. I think they're just mercenaries. And they introduce themselves as NSA later, but I think they're just for
lying.
hire.
Yeah.
Robert Englund comes in. The guys bring him up to Casper Van Dien's office, and Robert Englund is just here to hype the fuck out of the snake at all times.
Yes.
It's just... Casper Van Dien, he has like a recording of the dudes on the airplane dying. It's just literally screaming and then kind of an explosion sound, and then he's just like, so, doctor, you want to tell me what this is all about? And
Yeah,
he's,
and Robert Englund's like, well, it's a herpetological... It was a herpetological expedition, and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
It's
And-
a chimera of something. But
yeah.
Yeah. And
And-
Casper Van Dien's like, let me put this in. Well, and also, he's trying to do like this southern accent, kind of.
He's got this little thin mustache.
Oh, he's got like the gross porn stat.
Yeah.
But like, it's...
It's like a couple steps up above John Waters, but not by many.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
goes up a little further than a John Waters
It's just
mustache,
one of those,
but
like-
it's wispy.
It's just like, I want to hear the discussion he had with himself when he's like, okay, this character.
How's this?
I envision him with this mustache
Yeah.
And
in the
this
year
accent.
2000.
Yeah.
Also, I'm thinking genteel Southern lawyer. Can they do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like,
Now y'all get off the porch
Yeah,
and
he's
have
like,
some lemonade.
now in English, I need you to...
Well, he starts with, you sure like to hide behind fancy words.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell me what's going on in layman's terms? And I jokingly was like, it's a big-ass snake. And he almost basically says that.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
well, in layman's terms, it's a big snake.
And see, this is one of those cases where, like, all right, this claims to be a TV movie, but it must have been Cinemax or something because we already had nudity.
It aired
We've
on
had
TV
swearing.
in the UK.
Okay.
So it debuted there on TV in the UK first. Video here.
Yeah,
so
you got
this
nudity, you got
yeah.
swearing. This is hard R movie.
Yes.
Perfect thing would have been just big fucking snake.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have been the line.
That would have been a great point to drop your fucking in there. Is big fucking snake.
yeah.
But he doesn't.
No.
But God, okay, so there is a shot of Robert Englund who is like the third time he is hyping this snake. And the camera is pushing in on
they do
his
the
face.
Spielberg push.
Yeah, and okay, luckily the speech is written out, so I'm going to say it because like he is just spouting out these things about the snake, hyping the fuck out of it. He says, it's a perfect killing machine, a 129-foot-long all-terrain vehicle capable of speeds exceeding 50 miles an hour with skin that can deflect an anti-tank round, enhanced night vision, and a voracious appetite for human flesh. And then he says, he's just over and over saying, like, your soldiers aren't going to be able to do this. Like, it will finish them off before they even have a chance to blink. And Casper Van Dien's like, whatever, let's go. Let's go get this
They're going to
snake.
do what they was trained to do and take that snake out. Yeah.
I gotta be fair to Casper. It's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, it's not AJ Styles.
It is more half-assed a southern accent than that.
All right.
Yeah. But anyway,
yes.
so they cut back to Kenny the Closer and Jenny McCarthy, who are in the house somewhere, and it sounds they're making sex sounds, which are
she's going,
obviously
oh, it's so big.
yeah, which are obviously exaggerated. Three's Company means something else sounds
Yeah.
happening. So it turns out they're negotiating the contract. To which she's not a big fan, and she's like, "Is there anything I can do?" And then there's a ruckus in the garage, to which Kenny the Closer says, "Those damn kids are trying to get at my car," and he runs off. And
Well, first, it's like it's 30% down, something interest
Yeah,
with a
it's-
balloon payment, and then like he starts to run out. He's like, how
Okay.
about 20% down, something interest in balloon payment. And then like he runs out and then comes back from the hallway, and he's like, all right, final offer, 15% down, higher interest rate, bigger balloon payment. How's it sound? I gotta go by.
well, he's like, that's the best deal you can get anywhere. Don't sign with anybody else until I get back. Ka-ching, baby. And he runs off.
I love that he's at 11 every possible second he's on screen.
Yes.
And then he's going into the kitchen and he grabs a knife and he's looking at it. He's like,
Because the noises keep getting
Yeah.
bigger, and he's just like, "Nah, this knife isn't going to do." So he pulls a gremlin sword off the wall. You know, this movie doesn't
Yeah.
do the rule of threes. I figured he was just going to like look over and there's a fucking blowtorch or something. But yeah, so he pulls this sword off the wall, just unsheaths it, and is just like, "Ah!"
he gets so pumped.
He does. And he goes into the garage, and he looks at his car and sees the car's been fucking wrecked. His Porsche's been just something has pounced on it.
Yeah, the front hatch is just
Yeah.
smashed. The windshield shattered.
He screams no, like just maniacal no, and then starts wandering around the garage calling Billy.
Yeah.
Like that little fucking kid has shown up and wrecked his car.
Brandishing a sword, let's keep in mind.
He's going to kill that
Threatening
kid.
this young child with a sword. And then he hears something moving in the cardboard boxes and he's like, "Oh, Billy, I'm coming for you, Billy.
I'm going to run this sword right through you, Billy.
Yeah. I'll fucking skewer you, Billy."
I'm getting the fucking closer over here.
Make you a fucking shish kebab.
So yeah, he peeks around the boxes and there's a body.
Well, no, he sees a tail.
He does see the tail first, but he also sees a body.
Well, first
Yes.
is the tail. It's like chicken. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what is this?" Poke at it.
Yeah.
And then moves the box a little bit more, sees the body and more tail.
Right,
then
and
is
he's
like,
just like, "Oh God!" And then that's when the worst CG snake you've ever seen is
Yep.
lurking behind him.
"Yep,
Yep.
this is the first full appearance of the snake."
Right.
Well, actually, any appearance of the snake.
Yeah, and it kind of chew toys him. It just puts Kenny the Closer in its mouth and just is like shaking him around, playing with him. And then Jenny McCarthy's like, "What's that noise?" and goes to investigate.
And calls on the phone. And, like, I
She
guess
just-
dials 911
Yeah.
and is just, like, berating them for not responding.
She's like,
Promptly
"Send a
enough.
thing," and they're like, "To
Yeah.
where?" And she's like, "I don't know."
The big house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
send a car or a truck. Why isn't it here yet?
yeah,
And I also want to note that this house, which is supposed to be like this amazing exclusive house,
Shitty.
is like
oh,
it's like got the ugliest wall. The wallpaper matches the couch.
it's like
And it's like this
shitty
flowery
denim
pattern
bullshit. It's like Mom Jean's denim flower
Uh,
garbage. This house is shit.
Yeah,
Sorry, Kenny the Closer, but you're not going to live to see it.
yeah.
but
But she walks into the garage.
and just this CG snake is shaking around a CG person in its mouth, and she's like, "Ah!" And the snake just whips its tail over towards
Well,
her.
it spits him out and chucks him at the wall.
True. And we're like, "Oh, thank God, Kenny the
Yeah,
Closer,
Kenny's
please
gonna
live."
Please, Kenny.
But yeah, so it whips its tail at Jenny McCarthy, just lops her head right off.
Yep.
Just, whoosh. And it kind of rolls over. You don't see it, but it's implied it rolls over to where Kenny the Closer is.
Kenny picks up a basketball with a wig on it or something. I don't know.
He's just like, "Ah," and then it fucking eats Kenny the Closer.
Yeah. Well, not before he tries to get out via the garage door opener.
Yep.
Christ.
But the
The
snake
snake has blocked it at
Yeah.
the top.
Yep.
It's smart.
Yeah.
It's wily.
Yeah. Well, it's been genetically engineered to do all this shit.
Yep. So it's taunting him a little bit but then he's dead.
Yeah. Yes. He totally is.
God damn it. R.I.P. Kenny.
We hardly knew ye.
And-
You'll be missed.
Shortly after this is when Cooper shows up to collect the camera.
Yeah, bikes his way over.
Yeah.
Which, as you pointed out, as he's knocking on the door, it's like, oh, well, here he's about to be in another situation that he can't talk his way out of with acid death and shit.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, he
Because
knocks-
yes, Kenny does get spit with acid right before he dies.
Oh, right. Yes, that's very important. He just gets doused with CG crap, which when they cut to Kenny the Closer, he's getting doused with just yellow goo. And it's almost immediately after this that Robert Englund explains that, oh, yeah, by the way, it has poison sacs that it has in its neck, and it constricts them and then just shoots poison out like a cobra. And Casper Van Diem is having none of this. He's just like, why would you make this fucking thing?
Yeah. And why would you teach it to want human flesh?
Yeah. And Robert Englund's just, the snake wants what the snake wants. I mean, I don't know. I can't help you there.
The snake heart wants what the snake heart wants, and the snake heart wants human flesh.
Right. Yeah. So Cooper's shown up to get the camera, and he just kind of walks in, and he goes, and it's like, sweet, it's on the table. Cool. And then he hears some banging around in the garage and goes out there and sees, like, the tail of the snake leaving, but
the
also
window.
it's just a bloody fucking mess in there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think he sees the headless body of Jenny McCarthy.
Yes.
But Kenny the Closer's gone.
Yes. Kenny the Closer is gone.
Yeah.
But it is a mess.
It is a mess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
then
does he
suddenly-
see a body, or does he just like, oh, this place is a mess, I should
I
get out
think
of
he
here?
sees it going out the window,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
he-
then they kind of just cut to nighttime, and it's the whole cops are there at the end of the scene checking things out.
He's like, it had scales and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, sure,
Yeah,
okay,
sure
right,
it did.
yeah.
Yeah, and the little Weasley deputy is he's having none of this, to the point where like he's yelling something at him, and then the sheriff says something like, that's enough of this, and he's just like, up your ass, that's enough of this, and the sheriff just walks over to him like Idris Elba in Pacific Rim, like, the fuck did you say to me? He's like, okay, you're right, I'm overstepping, sorry.
I'm gonna take a walk.
So
Yeah, and the sheriff is more concerned about the one girl that hasn't been found yet.
yeah, but that's the other body in the garage. That's
Yeah.
that's who that is eventually.
Yeah, which gets established, but he's still like, we still haven't found Roberta.
Yeah.
So
But
it doesn't mean that Cooper's the only suspect here.
yeah, and the sheriff is saying all the right things. Like, he would be covered in blood. The knife he was holding doesn't have any blood on it. Blah blah blah. But then they're like, but William Zabka's like, but sir, what about the acid? And sheriff's like, yeah, that's a good point.
All right, fine.
Let's take him in, and talk to him about this. So they just kind of drive him back, basically. I think they're driving back to the plant.
Yeah, there's I don't know exactly how that resolves, but I think they just get a call and they have to go somewhere else.
Okay.
And that's when they find Kenny the Closer's body the next day.
Yeah. Well, okay, so
Which they only ID because he's wearing his stupid watch. That's the only that
Yeah.
survived the acid attack.
to which the sheriff says, yeah, the thing was fake. Just like
like
Kenny.
Kenny.
And everyone's like, whoa, hold on.
They've had no respect for the dead.
No.
They
soon,
talked
man.
about how Lisa slept around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kenny the Closer
Yeah,
was a
they
piece
slut
of shit.
shame her in death.
Yeah.
And Kenny, they're just like, yeah, well, he's a piece of monkey shit anyway.
Yeah. But what happens is they shut down the brothers' plant, basically. They just crime scene tape up everything to where the two doofuses are like, I bet we could do that. And then there's a shot, like, as the scene ends, of them just suddenly just wrapped in tape like fucking idiots. Like, how did they get their hands on it and that ensnarled in it in 45 seconds? But this is when he and the brother have the fight of...
Yeah, well, yeah. Because the brother's like, all right, well, see, yeah, you did what nobody else could do. You shut down Dad's plant. Dad's acid factory is now out of business thanks to you.
That was going to be a fucking coffee shop.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't fucking do anything, man.
Yeah. But whatever, I quit. And he's like,
Yeah.
you can't quit, you're fired. And whatever. So that's when he is riding his bike down the sidewalk and just fucking crashes into
Oh,
William
yeah, he
Zabka's
gets
car.
tossed over the hood.
Yeah. And they have words for about 12 seconds before they are just stripping off everything.
Well,
and
yeah,
like,
well,
let's
he-
fucking go.
I mean, he tells Zabka, he's like, you've ruined my life.
Yeah.
You made me quit my job. You just want my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You're accusing me of murder, for fuck's sake.
And Zabka's like, you want to talk about ruining lives?
Yeah.
I was about to get married and have a family, and then your dumbass shows back up here.
Also, you ruined my bike, my super special bike
Yeah.
that can't be replaced.
Yeah. And they're just like, let's fucking go. And he's like taking off his badge and his gun belt and everything, and everyone's stripping everything off that could cause any harm whatsoever. And suddenly they're in the middle of the street because Cooper basically, like picks him up and is basically going to do some wrestling move into the middle of the street, but they just push each other into the middle of the street and fight there for a while. And then they end up at a park.
Yep.
We're fighting alongside like 5-year-olds.
Yes. Going through, like, all the
Jungle gym.
equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they throw each other down a kid's slide.
And I mean, they've punched each other in the face
Yeah.
quite a few times
Yes.
by this
Yep.
point.
No legs were swept.
No.
Yeah.
But they...
I know. Come on.
I
Yeah.
know. I know.
Like,
Come
how
on.
do you not do that?
I think this was the point in his
Come
career
on.
where he's like, fuck you.
yeah.
I'm not going to continue to be known for that.
Yeah, don't make me do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they go through.
I wonder
this,
if he regrets that now, though.
I'm sure he does now.
Maybe.
At the time,
Yeah.
he was trying to distance himself, but
Yeah.
now
it had
he'd
been
be,
16 years.
now he'll
Come
probably show
on.
up at a birthday party, just like, "Oh, who wants their leg sweeps?"
Yeah.
Come on.
I would.
Yeah, I would totally would. Like, yes, Johnny,
If
sweep
I was
my leg.
Johnny, I'd fucking sweep every leg I saw.
I'd want the Karate Kid at my
No one-
birthday party.
No one would be safe. If I was
Not
Johnny.
that other guy that came in and fucked it all up for him.
Yeah.
So
The problem is, then after I swept legs, people would have to crane kick me in the jaw. So
yeah, that's true.
there's that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would just
Yes.
be the guy in the corner cackling about a body bag. Yeah, Johnny.
the body bag. Yeah.
That would be me.
Yep.
He can pay me 10%.
Yeah, but anyway, they chuck each other down, like down the tube slide.
Yeah.
And this is what finishes them off because they're both just laying in the dirt, and the kid's like, "Are you okay, officer?"
He's like, "Get out of here." And then they're just like, oh, this was fun.
You know,
their beef is resolved.
I'll say
Pretty much,
there's some realism to that.
Yes.
Because every fight I've ever been in, like I've been better friends with the other person after that. I mean, provided I knew them before I got in the fight.
Yeah.
Fights with random strangers, not friends after.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out.
No.
However, fights with friends.
Yeah, they just sit in the park and they have a legit conversation about like, this bike is fucked now and it was a one of a kind, blah blah blah, and and William Zabka's like, I was going to go to the FBI Academy, but I'm just a hillbilly and so are you.
I'll buy you a new bike. It's like, yeah, it's about $2,400 and also not really
They only
replaceable.
made one.
Well, no, it's more that it's a sentimental value thing.
Yeah.
He was like, this bike was my ticket out of here. They gave me a fancy bike prototype, and I gave it to Tommy Will Wheaton. And he's like, I didn't even care. I just wanted this bike. This bike means everything. You ruined it.
Yeah. But anyway, their beef squashed.
Right. But so, okay, that's when the cops find Kenny the Closer.
Yes.
And they're like, you know what? We just got to go pick him up. 'Cause this is just too much. He's obviously burned with acid. There's something's up with this.
Yeah.
So the squirrely deputy is like, I got this. And Cooper is showing up at the little meetup to go to the beach house or whatever the fuck it is they're going to.
Yeah.
And Weasley deputy shows up and pulls his gun on him. He's just like, all right, buddy.
You're coming with me.
Yeah. And Zabka shows up.
Yeah, because Cooper's like, the fuck, dude,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like, do you really think I could have done this? Do you really think I could have done this?
Yeah. And Zabka shows up and is like,
I was like, what are you doing? Put your gun away.
fucking gun away.
Just put him in the back seat.
You don't have to cuff him.
Yeah.
Put him in the back seat. Go. And that's when Audrey goes nuts.
She's like,
on
you son of a bitch. Slap.
Zabka, yeah, and is screaming at him. And she's like, how dare you do
And
this?
he's just going, and wait.
Yeah, but
and he's just like, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And she's like, why don't you two just fight and get it out of your system? And he's like, we did. And she's like, yeah, and another. Wait, what?
and he's like, yeah, I don't think he did it.
Yeah, we're totally cool.
Yeah.
And she's like,
I'm going to prove it.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. but I mean, she has like this 90-second rant at him where she's just screaming in his face about how,
Because he
just
doesn't have
we
any
didn't
marks
get
on his
married.
face.
Yeah.
And so, like, they assume that the police roughed him up.
Yeah, because she's like, you did that to his face. His beautiful face. And he's like, let me explain. It's not what you think. Yeah, so they take him in for questioning, and they try to do good cop, bad cop on him, and Zabka's like, you know what? Let's switch roles here. I'll be the good cop this time.
Yeah, I'm
And
tired
then-
of being the bad cop.
Yeah, the other guy's just like, fuck yeah. And eventually the sheriff comes in and is just like, right when the dude is going on this power trip staring out the window is like, you know what? I am the law here. And the sheriff is just standing in the back of the room rolling his eyes like,
Yeah.
oh my God, look,
And-
you were so not the law.
And he lets Cooper go because he's had a meeting with Casper Van Dien and whoever his second in command is, where they're like, we're from the NSA. And the story they tell him is that there was a Vietnam vet that they had locked up in a cage since the early 80s.
A metal
No,
box.
so 74.
74.
Since 74. Okay. He's been locked in this box for 26 years, and he got out, and he's going on a rampage now.
He makes Rambo look like Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sheriff is like,
He's like, you want me to believe that horse shit?
yeah, and he goes, it'd be easier for all of us if you believe that bullshit. Or, he goes, it would be more expedient
Yeah.
if you believe that bullshit. And the cop's just kind of like, all right then.
All right. He just laughs and goes back to
He's
his
like,
car
yeah,
like,
he's
whatever, dude.
I love that it really was the most expedient solution is to be like, I know it's bullshit.
Just
but,
buy our horse shit.
But you know what?
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, exactly. We're here now. So what do you want to do about it?
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
Do you
guys
want us
need.
to solve your problem?
Yeah. It's like, yes, please.
Yep. Yeah. So that's when he goes back to Cooper and he goes, okay, he didn't do it, so let's let him go.
Yeah. And he's like, can I leave town now, Sheriff? And the sheriff's like, yeah, totally.
Yeah. We were supposed to be going on an outing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
that's when Cooper and all them, or not Cooper, Robert Englund and Casper Van Dien and their crew, they go down into a bunker.
Yeah. Some water treatment thing that they set up way underground so if there was a nuclear blast, they'd be okay. Whatever. But they just set up shop, and it's more Robert Englund still hyping the snake, and then they eventually go out to look for it.
Well, yeah, they have a computer that has like a satellite imagery, and it's found the heat signature that matches the snake.
Yeah, every 3 hours it takes a new picture, and they're just waiting for the next update to confirm.
Yeah.
And they get an updated image, and they're like, it hasn't moved. And Robert Englund's like, yeah, well, it's eating a lot of dudes, so...
Probably needs to rest.
He gives this like long speech about what it's doing, and Casper Van Dien just slowly turns and looks at him like, "You motherfucker, just speak English." And Robert Englund's just like, "It's taking a nap." So they all hut out of there, and
I also would like to. I'd like to understand. It would appear that their satellites were using thermal cameras. How is that going to work on a snake?
it's a special snake.
Okay.
It's got, they put hot blood in it.
All right, I'll buy that. Thanks.
I don't know.
You can put that in the goofs section of IMDb.
I don't care that much.
Yeah,
I just
I
all the. I mean, if it was just like, hey, we have satellite imagery, and look, there's a giant ass snake. That's one thing. But every picture they showed was like heat signatures.
Yeah.
But they go out in the woods and they're like, okay, here's the spot. Open fire.
And they're like, we spotted it.
Yeah.
One guy says, I see it.
Yeah. Target acquired.
And so they unload on this thing.
They
like
just shoot-
rocket launchers, grenade launchers,
Laws,
machine
rockets,
guns, everything. Like,
Yeah.
Giving them the business.
I think someone pulled out like a Wile E. Coyote bazooka, like a traditional old school.
Yeah.
Yep.
And eventually, like, the smoke clears and dude's like, target destroyed, sir.
Yeah.
We did it.
We blew its guts out.
Dudes are fucking high-fiving each other. And
They go to kill confirmed real fast.
super
Like,
fast.
kill
Like,
confirms means go over and look at a body.
Yeah,
Not just like, we shot it.
Yeah.
It's definitely dead. Kill
totally dead.
confirmed. Like,
We
that's-
shot a bunch of things towards it.
That's not confirmed at all,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Until Casper Van Dien walks up and he goes, it's just a skin.
Yeah.
It shed its skin.
Yeah.
And, and then he pulls his gun on Robert Englund and is like, you fucking knew, didn't you?
You knew, didn't you?
Robert Englund was
You
like,
fucking knew.
Robert Englund was like, I suspected it, but I didn't know for sure.
He gets all Weasley.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, if that's its skin, where is it now?
And then here it is.
And then guy, yoink.
yeah.
One guy's gone.
Yeah. And it basically murders everyone except Casper Van Dien and Robert Englund. And
Robert Englund does the whole T-Rex thing.
it's just like, its vision's based on movement. Freeze.
Don't move.
Which works until Casper Van Dien is just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just going to shoot it. And
Yes,
Robert
with
Englund's
my
like,
little handgun. He's
yeah.
like, not
Robert
gonna
Englund's like,
work.
no, don't. Don't shoot him.
Ixnay on gay.
Yeah.
Don't
Wait, I'm gay.
shoot
What?
her.
I didn't mean it that way.
But
He was speaking Pig Latin, damn it. He was saying nix on the gun, all right?
You didn't make him go to a special camp.
Yeah.
yeah. So he tries to shoot the snake. The snake's just like, nah, and kills Casper Van Dien. And then goes over and looks Robert Englund, head to toe, and just decides to leave. And Robert Englund, who has been carrying this tiny snake in his pocket the whole
Yeah,
time,
it's a little pet snake.
pulls it out and kisses it, just like, thank fucking God, the snake didn't murder its creator. So, yeah, Robert Englund's the only one left alive.
Yes.
So all those characters are gone.
Yes.
Whatever they were doing there, gone.
Yep. And we don't see it, but Robert Englund is basically like, I'm going to go back to Snake Bunker and just quiver in the corner.
Yeah,
We
and
don't really see him go there, but
No,
he's found later.
Found later.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they have Snake Bunker.
Yeah, and then
A snunker.
what happens is Will Wheaton and girlfriend go to special house, whatever the house was that they were going to.
Well, it was her house.
Yeah,
And they were just going to stay there for the night, and then they were going to leave at like 5 in the morning so they could get to wherever they were going.
okay. So this was just
And-
a waypoint.
I guess. But they have a whole thing where she's like, well, my mom's out of town,
Yeah.
and we're here.
And he's
we'll-
like, oh, so it's just you and me? And she's like, yeah, my mom's not here, and so it's just the two of us. And Will Wheaton's like, so you're saying it's just you and me?
here, and we get
We
us
are alone? And she's
time?
like, yes.
It goes like 4 times of like different ways to say we're by
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And then a cat
and
comes through
they start kissing.
They do.
And then cat scare as it comes through the thing.
And she's like, well, here's your bedding. Sleep on the couch. Bye.
Yeah. She immediately shuts everything down.
Which is weird. Like, I don't...
Yes.
Why a cat scare... I don't... Whatever.
It broke whatever trance she was in. She was entranced by the neck kissing, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden the cat comes in. And she's like, well, enough of that nonsense. Time for bed.
Yeah.
So
You should have, like, redirected a positronic pulse from the deflector dish or something.
probably could have
Yeah.
done that.
I don't know.
Maybe shuffled some isolinear chips.
Possibly, yeah.
Chips.
But anyway, so Cut to next morning, 5 o'clock alarm goes off, and she's like, I'm awake, and I'm a morning person. Get up, sleepyhead. And he's
Kicks the couch.
Yeah.
He's like, Ugh.
And she goes to get in the basement shower.
Yeah, she has some explanation where the shower upstairs doesn't work, so you have to use the basement one, but you can't use the water. Like, if anybody else uses the water, it'll turn too hot or whatever.
Yeah,
You know.
like showers do.
Yeah.
Snake is like, hark, a shower.
Yeah.
Time to go menace that lady.
Yeah.
So it does.
A shower.
Yeah, and they do the scene from Alien Covenant, and
Yeah, they totally do that scene.
Or
Yes.
possibly psycho.
But she uses what's at her disposal to try to get away from the snake. Like, she squirts it with shampoo.
Yeah, I mean, it bites the. She opens the. She hears something in there, and she goes, "What is that?" And she pulls back the the kind of the see-through sheet.
Because at first she's like,
And
Tommy, don't you come in here.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh shit, snake!"
Yeah.
and then pulls it back.
Yes.
Like that's gonna make any
Yes.
difference whatsoever.
Yep.
But then the snake bites it and yanks it off, and then she is able to fight the snake off for a while.
She tries to squirt it with shampoo, and then she looks at the bottle, and it's like a knockoff Johnson's
no more
baby
tears.
shampoo. And she's just like, oh, hell. So then she wets a towel and starts snapping
No,
the
she
towel.
throws a rubber ducky at it
No,
first.
the rubber duck
Yeah.
is the last
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Because the second thing
All
is
right.
to wet the towel, make it into like a rat tail thing, and snap it at the snake. And then the snake and her get into a tug of war over the towel.
She's
snake-
also somehow able to wrap herself in a towel.
Correct.
And make herself a towel dress,
Which
as
never
you
comes
do.
off
Yeah.
as she runs around
The
for
world's
the rest of this
most
movie.
powerful towel dress.
Yeah. But so it pulls the towel away, and then she's like, well, last resort, rubber duck, throw that at it. Does nothing, of
Yeah, and
course.
meanwhile, Will Wheaton's like just yelling, "Hey, open the door!
The door's
shut!"
open.
And she's like, "Oh my god, how the fuck!"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I can't get in. You should open the door."
And
Yeah.
the snake becomes slightly distracted by his banging on the door. Eventually, something happens.
It starts backtracking up the stairs, to
Yeah.
which she runs by it and out.
Well, no, she looks at the shower curtain rod
Oh,
and
God.
uses that to like basically Jurassic Park 2
Yes.
over the snake.
Which, if you've ever hung a shower curtain that's slightly too heavy, it is going to decimate your shower curtain rod. There is no way this thing is supporting a human body.
Well, I don't think it wasn't the tension bar kind.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well,
I'm not saying you could still do
Either
it.
way.
It still wouldn't work. However,
Either way, it's the least realistic thing in this movie.
tension rods,
she's able to
however,
swing
are
over using
completely
a-
worthless.
yeah.
fair enough.
Anyway,
But she's able to swing by the snake and get out without getting chomped.
Run past him down the hall to where he is standing in front of where the door for the snake to appear
Yeah.
is. And she's like, snake! And he's like, fuck's sake, is this all about a snake?
Yeah,
'Cause-
you woke me up for a snake.
Yeah, because she had seen the one at the lake earlier and was just like, ah! So Will Wheaton gets fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
well, he opens the door. It's like snake, and then it's just basically like
It just
snake
yoinks him in, and she's just like, see ya.
Yeah, she's like Tommy, no, bye.
Yeah, she just grabs keys and she's gone.
Yeah. While yelling, "Tommy,
Yeah.
Tommy."
Yeah, there's one final Tommy as
Yeah.
she's starting the car.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
or truck. She's a truck.
Yes.
But
And-
yeah, she just drives the truck away,
Drives off, and the snake gives chase down the highway.
and then it cuts her off at the pass.
It does. It snake
I-
pass.
oh,
Remember,
Yeah,
it
now I
can go-
understand the game.
It's 129 feet long and can go 50 miles an hour.
It's an all-terrain vehicle.
right.
But yeah, it cuts through the woods and grabs onto the rear axle of the truck.
Yeah, and American graffitis her truck.
Well, she actually pins it against a tree. And you're like, good job. But then she decides to drive away, releasing
Yep.
it. And you're like, you're an idiot. And that's when the snake rips the rear axle of the truck off. And then she has to get out and run. So she like runs to a crevasse,
While wearing her towel dress,
still wearing her towel dress.
falls down, gets dirt all over it. Still able to get up, towel dress still on.
Yeah.
Correction. That's the least realistic thing in this movie.
Okay.
But yes, she gets between some rocks and
Yeah.
is able to like hide.
Because it's just headbutting the opening trying to get in there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Audrey and Cooper are like, man,
Where
what
are
happened
they?
to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. how come she
Let's go
doesn't show
find
up?
them.
Yeah. And they come out and they discover her truck. And they're like, oh,
Let's investigate
shit.
this truck.
Yeah. How'd you get the axle? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Let's call out for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And starts wailing on the
Because keep
sweet
in mind,
porn.
they still have no idea that it's a giant python that's acid bathing everything.
Right. They have no idea. But they are just, she's wailing on the horn like, hey, where are you guys? What's wrong? The snake is like, cool, that looks easier than trying to get her. I'm going to go over there.
Yeah, snake has also conveniently forgotten that it has acid spit thing.
Never uses
Never
it.
uses it again.
Nope.
Never once uses it. So the snake goes to get Audrey, and she's like coming out from the opening of the crevasse, like snake, you know. And eventually they're like, snake, what? I don't understand, huh?
Well, it comes up the bridge and is like menacing over her, and then she dives.
And they have like one of the few crane shots in the movie where it's looking down at her standing next to the Jeep, and she's like, oh fuck, and jumps through the window, and the snake suddenly incapable of breaking through
a Jeep. Yeah,
sweet Jeep, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is the the magic shield.
But yeah, Cooper has to run back and pull her out of the passenger side.
Yeah.
As the snake has broken through.
And they get their bikes out of the truck and are just like, let's go.
It's
And
a little bit of a continuity error because the bikes were in the back of the truck and then they're just sitting for them to grab.
Yeah.
Like no one ever took them. Whatever. I was just saying. I noticed that because
Yeah.
I was like, because when she ran away, I was like, "There's bikes. Take a bike. It's faster than you running, especially with your towel dress." But no, she didn't grab the bikes. But the bikes were already out. They jump on the bikes and are like, "Let's get away."
Yeah, and they all find the bunker.
They do. They find, and they're like, what's this? Let's go inside.
Well, the two of them find the bunker because like they haven't met back up with towel dress girl yet.
Right.
No.
And they go down and they're like, someone's muttering in here. And it's Robert Englund just clutching like a steam pipe. Just.
And his little snake.
Yeah. He's just like.
He's got
science
on, he's got on like poetry about snakes. And
yeah,
bullshit.
he's quoting. It has to be quoting something.
Yeah.
Because it's like very florid purple prose that he's spouting about.
And they're just she's looking around at all the stuff, and they're just like, what are you guys doing? And basically it's like, doesn't matter. Let's blow this place up. We'll get the snake down here.
Yeah.
Let's just blow it up.
Yeah, well, he's like, and I love that in the background, Cooper's like, he picks up the big, like, shoulder-mounted
He's
bazooka
like,
thing.
what's this cool thing?
Yeah, and he's like, man, I bet you could blow that thing up. And he's like, you have to be able to hit it.
Yeah. He's like, okay, well, let's not try that.
Yeah.
Let's just blow this room up. Let's just bring it down here and blow it up.
Yeah, because they talk about, well, what if we just wait? And he's like, that thing's eaten all these people. It could wait for a month out there.
Yeah. And also they're like, if it gets hungry, it's just going to go straight into town.
Yeah. And Audrey calls it a buffet.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're like, okay, no, we're it. We have to do this. So there's a bunch of,
Yeah. And also, other girl has come back.
she has,
She almost gets a bazooka to the face,
Correct.
I believe, because he's going to swing it like a bat at her.
yeah. But not only does she join up with them and briefly explain what happened, she finds clothes and then has also taken a strip of that magic towel that she was wearing and has made a bandana out of it, or a headband.
Yeah.
So
she's Rambo'd out.
Yeah.
She's got the camo on, all that.
yeah.
She's like, let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a bunch of planning and bullshit and strapping explosives everywhere and
Yeah, and Robert Englund, who had been all about saving the snake, is like now like, no.
yeah, to this movie's credit, he does not become stereotypical creator of evil thing. He's just like, yeah, we should probably blow this thing up.
Yeah, it's time.
It's like, we need to stop this.
Yeah. Yeah, because the whole time, like with Casper Van Dien, he'd been like, we need to capture it and study it, and he's like, you can study its guts after we blow it up.
Well, he says something like one strand of its DNA is worth millions. He's like, you could scrape its DNA off its dead carcass.
Yeah.
It's not quite like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can scrape its dead
You can
DNA.
scrape all the DNA you want once it's dead.
Yeah. So they do all this stuff, and eventually it's not even worth talking about. But they get the snake down in there, and they're all up at the car ready
all
to
right,
detonate it.
We have to mention his plan.
Okay.
Which is he goes up top, has rappelling gear on, like Mission Impossible Tom Cruise shit on.
Totally is what he has.
And the snake shows up, so he
didn't even have like the carabiner already on.
Yeah.
Like he's standing there at the edge, just like, I'm gonna wait for the snake and then put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's actually a shot of him fumbling with it too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he gets that on and he drops, and it does literally the Mission Impossible thing where he stops right above the floor, holding his arms out. Unclips himself and then just starts running and radios them's like, it's time.
Yeah, Snake follows it down the tube thing that he rappelled down. And so he's running through the place, Snake and Chase.
Snake and Chase.
And the plan was to get to the other end and hook himself up to or either that or he looped around. I'm not sure which.
I don't know.
I think he
looped
just ran
around.
to the other side and then...
I think he looped around because I think it's just that one thing. But
Because Audrey is there like as he's running through the building, she's there with the gear and is dropping it down the hole attached to the
maybe
to the rappelling stuff.
I think they just used the same opening twice.
Yeah.
But that's when Zabka just does a sweet fucking J-turn with his cop car in the dirt.
Yeah. He's like, hey, what's going on here?
She's like, I need to attach this to the bumper.
Yeah.
Where's the bumper? How do I?
I love
like they left that in.
She's looking at the bumper, going, "Where's the bumper?"
Well,
and
not a traditional
yes, there's
bumper
a
fender.
hitch.
Yeah.
She wants the hitch underneath.
But he's like, it's under here.
Yeah,
But so she's busy trying to tie it as he's standing there with the snake coming, going, "All right, now,
Yeah, now please.
now is in now,
Now
Is
would
it
be
right
a
now?
good time.
now, please."
But they finally get finished tying it, and Zabka just guns the police car, which yanks him out. But then,
They yoink him right out of there, and then Indiana Jones him down this road.
like, they drag him like a little further than you feel like it should. Where it's like, okay, it's good. I'm out now. Okay,
Ow. Ow.
Which like, which Tommy's girlfriend, I wish I could remember her name now, but Teresa and Zabka, they run to shut the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Audrey runs to Cooper, and she's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "That really hurt."
that was a real drag, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they get to the...
And so they shut it, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "All right, we got to detonate it." Because
Yeah.
they drive around to the other entrance.
They drive
like
back to the
door.
door opening, and then they're like, okay, let's do this. And Robert Englund pulls out the detonator, and he's like, you know what, Teresa? You probably deserve to do this.
Yeah, because you've earned this, young
Yeah.
lady.
So she's like, fuck yes, bip, and it just doesn't do anything. And they're like, maybe the explosion wasn't big enough.
I thought the explosion
Audrey
would've been
goes, "I thought it would be bigger." Yes, nothing happened.
And of course, England being the snake expert, goes like, "Oh, he probably
Tore the antenna
leads off when he went through."
Python through the room. And
Oh,
he's like,
Then he goes,
Well, thanks, snake scientist.
yeah. And then he's just like, I farewell to you all.
"Yeah,"
I
and
must
they're
go
like, "What are
now."
you doing?" And he's like, "Redemption."
Yeah. And they should all just be, yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
You fucking crazy
Well, they're
snake
like-
Frankenstein.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he
like-
runs in and locks the door behind him.
And Cooper's just banging on the door like, no, dude, we can save you. And it's just like, guys, just go.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Be like Frozen. Let it go.
And you're still waiting for England to fuck everybody over. But no, he goes down there and hooks the bomb back up. And
Well, he takes a real long time hitting the button that.
well,
enables
yeah,
the
but I
bomb.
mean,
As
like,
the snake is looking him in the face.
yeah, because the snake does pop back in and stare him down.
But he does all the things like, okay, thing is reconnected, and I'm about to push the button, and I hear the snake coming up behind me, and he's got to like stop,
Yeah.
turn, and look. It's like, no,
just push it.
you know you're dying, just
Yeah.
keep pushing the button.
Yep.
Nope.
But eventually he does push the button. And blow up the snake.
Yep. And we get some good shots of underground explosives blowing up, sending dirt everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, "Wow,
woohoo, we did it.
that was pretty sweet."
And then all of a sudden they're like, no, we didn't. Because the snake is just like, comes out of the door like, y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah. Now you done pissed me off.
Yeah. So they jump in the car and they're just like,
He goes, Cooper goes, "All right, so what's plan B?"
yeah. And they're just like, don't you have a lot of acid at that place where you work? Mm-hmm. He's like,
Yeah, let's go to
let's
Acid
fucking
Town."
acid that shit.
Yep. And they come in and like his shitty brother and the two guys that work there that are shitty are just like
They're
just
just sitting in
hanging
the
around.
office
They're
playing
just-
Go Fish while the brother is staring at them like, I fucking hate everything.
Yeah.
I hate my entire life.
And Cooper comes in and he's like, "Guys, we need to get the acid going here. Help us out."
Apparently, he just kicks them out because they're not involved in like setting up everything at the end.
Yeah.
because like he must be just like, get the fuck out of here.
And he's kind of like, "We need the acid. We need it running." And he's like, "Why do you need that? Like, what could you possibly need, you deadbeat brother
Yeah.
of mine?"
And they're all just like, fucking do it.
Yeah. They're like, "Because of that." And
Yeah.
the snake busts in.
Yeah,
and
his brother's only role was like, "Hey, how do you work the winch?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Here it is. Here's the control box.
yeah.
Okay, bye."
And he and those other two guys like looked at the snake and just fucked right off.
Right.
Yeah.
But their plan is like they're going to draw the snake along the top of the acid vats, and then basically drop this beam. I guess that would dip stuff into the acid
Yep.
on top of the snake. So they, but they make Cooper guy like weirdly dance along the top of the things. Like they make him run along the top of it. Like it's almost looks like something he's done before just for funsies. When I was young, I just used to like leap over the acid vats because I thought that was fun. But
Yeah, they in no way do anything that would explain the character's, like, the thing about this character is that he's an extreme biking enthusiast, and nothing about the finale has anything to do with that.
No.
You would think there would be some sort of like,
Nope.
I learned this when I was extreme biking, but it's just, no, I gotta not fall into the acid vat and then hit the button at the right time.
Yeah.
But he really is not, he gets the process started, but the snake gets to a point where it pins him down and is just snarling and biting at him, to which he is just punching the snake in the head.
Yeah.
This is real dumb, because the snake could easily swallow this man.
Yeah.
And I mean, they had him behind like a grate at one point, and they should have just kept it at that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's just knocking the grate back, and he's like, oh, shit. Or,
Yeah.
maybe he gets pinned in behind it, and the snake can't get to him, but he's still fighting it.
Yep.
It's,
But
they-
he's just
there are
out-
better ways to do what they did.
The
Yes.
bar is just barely dropping the snake's body into the acid, and it's still fighting him. And then eventually, it just kind of like comes up out of the acid for a minute, and all of a sudden, the body is like, "Oh, I guess I'm melting now. Here come the guts."
Well, Audrey has hit another button, which is pushing another thing down to push the midsection of the snake into the acid, to which finally the snake is like, ow, and coils back, and that's when just like it just rips open and just everything starts pouring out of it, and then it just keels over dead. And before you even get a half a second to go, what's happening? It just immediately cuts to 6 months later. And you're like, what? It would have been great if it had been like 6 months later, and then the whole town is running from two halves of a snake.
Yes.
But no, it is just now it is the...
we shouldn't have bred
Yeah.
it with starfish.
Yeah, they've now turned their acid factory into a beers and bikes place where they are selling people custom bikes as well as having people hang out and drink beer. And
play chess, and they get to hear stories of them fighting the snake.
Oh, and Shitty Brother still is like not happy about this. Like they're apparently having a booming business, but he is just like, I fucking hate.
Well,
this.
he's wearing a bike outfit, and you
Yeah.
can tell he doesn't want to be in that. But he's telling this one guy, he's giving this guy a good sales pitch. It's just like, that's the bike you need. I should know. I fought a killer snake.
yeah, and Teresa is like a waitress here.
Yes.
And she walks by, and they do a very, very long
Like, way
shot
too long.
following her of her shirt that says, I killed a giant snake with acid, and all I got was this T-shirt.
Yeah, but it's like third grade level reading could read this
Ye-
5
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Yeah. It's entirely too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and William Zabka shows up, and he's like, guess what, man? I got into Quantico. And he's like, no way, bro. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And he's like, yeah, well, I guess you kill a giant killer snake, and people take notice.
Yeah. And then they're like,
We made that cobra die.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Teresa's like, hey, you're totally going to be a dad.
Yeah, Aubrey shows up, and he's just like,
And he's like, wait, what?
yeah, he's like, I'm 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And she's also, I want to note, she's wearing a snakeskin shirt.
She is.
And I was like, too soon, Audrey. Too soon.
Unless it was made out of the snake, in which case, awesome.
Yeah.
You keep what you kill.
Yes. But yeah, she's just like, yeah, you're going to be a dad. And he's like, yay? And she's like, you better fucking yay. And he's like, yay. And then credits.
The more bad 90s new metal
Well,
generic
here's
bullshit.
like we talked a lot about this movie, but the one thing we managed to leave out is, I think it's the Jenny McCarthy.
It's during the house showing.
Yeah, it's during the house showings. There is this song that the chorus is just "Stinky Ashtray,"
Stinky Ashtray is the name of the song.
and it just basically keeps saying that over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's so like out of place that every single song that came on, we were just making our own stinky. Like we figured that the entire soundtrack should be based around the Stinky Ashtray song.
But all the different genres of music they're playing, just
Right.
like the acoustic guitar bullshit
Yeah.
and the grunge rock.
That
and-
they might be giants. Stinky Ashtray.
yes, every song, same lyrics, just told in a different style. But no, it's just more bullshit music.
Yep.
Yep.
Anywho.
That's Python.
Yep.
Yeah, and despite all that bullshit music, no Stargrove.
No.
Now, if they put Stinky Ashtray in the Dick Brothers office where he was constantly smoking,
Yeah.
maybe, but no.
Hi, I'm Dick Brothers. Yeah. Okay, so let's rate this thing.
Okay. I can go.
Okay, go ahead.
No one else seems to want to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a barely recommend. I'm going to give it a single jocks. Like there's a lot of fun that can be had. I'm rating this more over the experience I think you're going to have versus what we had, because I think if you watch this in a group, I think it could be higher. But like this movie's pretty dull, and I mean if it weren't for like Kenny the Closer, this movie wouldn't be as good as it is. I mean, it's fun to watch people just kind of have free reign with doing dumb things. Like there's little things. Like there's a point where they're all running into the warehouse towards the end, and like one guy just does like the comedic like around the corner for no reason, and it's just like, all right, you were doing that because that's what you wanted to do. My personal favorite thing about this is there are multiple occasions where they put William Zabka in a position where he could say really awful puns. And so it just continually became funny to me. Like they're investigating the murder out. I believe it's the I think it's the Kenny the Closer is dead out there, and that's when he noticed the tree stump where Lisa has written Lisa and all the different guys.
Oh, that was the first girl.
Oh, the first girl.
Yeah.
But he's like leaning on it, and I'm just like, "Well, Chief, I'm stumped." I mean, there are multiple occasions where like he is just looking to have a think, but like just in it, like it looks at the guy after he's been dragged, and I was just like, yeah, or after the fight, after they just. They finished their fight, and he was like, "Well, I'm going to let this one slide."
Yep.
Just there are multiple occasions. It just keeps happening, and it's funny to me. So on a personal level, that was funny. I could almost go 2 jocks, but I'm just being honest. This movie without friends is not going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I watched this movie with friends.
You did,
and I had a ton of fun.
Okay.
I'm going 4 jocks.
Okay.
Like, I think there's the stuff at the end goes on for a bit too long. The Jenny McCarthy thing is bad in a painful way.
Yeah.
Like, it's as obnoxious as you would imagine Jenny McCarthy being. And even, like, and the only thing, like, that saves it is Kenny the Closer just being Kenny the Closer throughout. And I want a spin-off series of just Kenny the Closer doing things. Because I can't think of a character I love more for, like, a total of 5 minutes of screen time than this guy.
Yeah.
And there's something I love about the 90210-ness of all of their interactions, like with this crew. Like it's like they had 2 movies and they're just like, let's just smash these together, and and they had the whole Casper Van Dien hunting the snake and Robert Englund being shady about it, and they had that whole movie, and then they had the whole like, oh, well, he was going to marry her, but then the other guy came back who was the ex, and he took her back, and, just all that bullshit. And I had a lot of fun with this movie. I can't. And the thing is, like, there's always stuff happening, except, like, I think certain scenes go on for too long, which is an issue, but I think this movie didn't bore me. I think things kept happening. Enough things kept happening that kept me interested that I can go that high. Because it's a high 4 for me.
Okay.
I really had fun with this.
Wow. Where are you at, Chuck?
Well, I have gone back and forth a lot on this. I came into tonight thinking, after having I went back and watched the video that I made for this, and I looked at that, and I'm like,
spoiled yourself.
Well, I looked at it, and I was like, man, there's so much gold in this movie. It's going to have to be like a 5 Jocks movie, and then it may fuck it up along the way and lose some, but I don't know how. Yeah, obviously, it's a 5 Jocks movie, but the thing is that when you narrow a movie down, a 90-minute movie down to 4 minutes, you realize then when you watch the rest of the film, you're like, oh yeah, there's a reason I didn't talk about any of this other stuff, is because it's not very good. The best parts of this movie are the things that have nothing to do with the snake. And that's a problem for a movie that's about a giant snake. This movie doesn't even have the foresight to do the thing where you have a cutaway between scenes featuring the humans and just show the snake moving somewhere, like to give it a sense of geography or something like that. This movie doesn't do that. The snake just pops up at the end of whatever it needs to pop up at the end of. So, as a giant snake horror movie, it's not good. It is a bad one of these. But for a bunch of people that I think are very entertaining, all interacting with one another, and most of whom are having a good time doing it, it's fucking fantastic. So I think I can settle on giving it 3 jocks, and I can say that because I did watch it with you guys. And I think my rating came up a bit talking about it because we were able to talk about each scene in this movie and have something hilarious to say about it, whereas in the theater it was just like, yeah, this scene is kind of blah, but we got a bunch of good stuff out of it. So I think in the right mindset, if you're just in the mood for something fun, this can satisfy that. Just understand that it is a bad horror movie. It is a bad creature movie, and the effects are fucking garbage. Like the amount of processing that they did whenever the CG snake shows up on screen, it's like 10 layers of filter on the regular film image to get this interaction between the human component of the scene and the snake. It's just like suddenly the movie gets 10 times darker so that the effects can be...
Well, yeah, I mean, and this is the era when even movies, like, even budgeted movies, like movies with a budget, couldn't get the lighting right on CG at all.
Yeah, it was this trigger for a long time of all of a sudden a shot gets real blurry and murky, and you're like, there's going to be a special effect popping up in this. And that's not good for a horror movie, to have that level of prediction from it. So, yeah, it's fun. It's still fun. The sad thing about this, and we kind of talked about this maybe towards the beginning, this movie doesn't exist anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happened to it, but you can't rent it, you can't buy it, you can't stream it. It's nowhere. And that's really weird.
Yeah.
So, because like the production company made 3 more of these in various forms. Those are all available everywhere. This one just isn't, and this is the best of the 4. So,
yeah. And I love that it's called Python, yet that is clearly not a python.
Yeah.
It never squeezes anything.
No.
Its fangs are its main thing. It spits out.
Yeah, the rules they set
I think
up
they
for...
just like that Python sounded cool.
Probably. The rules they set up for the Python in the opening sequence never apply. And then the rules for the giant Python that they explain never apply either. So...
yeah.
You take the good and you take the bad.
You take them all, and there you have.
Yes. Python.
All right, let's take a break, shall we?
Sure. Slurp it.
Sweet booze. Python, y'all.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a snake movie.
Fuck it, let's just jump right in the second half. I've got shit to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't need no break. Unless anybody needs anything.
You got
Refill.
anything, Chuck?
Nah. Nah.
Nah.
Nah. So.
Nah.
All right. Well, let's do this.
Tootie.
All right, welcome back.
Hey! BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Second half.
Indeed.
Half
Second
number
half.
2.
Indeed. Number 2.
This is the half where we talk about movies.
Yeah.
It is.
We have some movies to discuss. I think we usually do this by...
What's newest?
But I'm going to go ahead and get one movie out of the way that's slightly older. Just to be done with it. I saw 2 new movies, well, semi-new movies this weekend. First of which I'm going to talk about is Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I believe if you rewind back in time, I am a pretty big fan of the first Kingsman.
I am too.
I'm a pretty big fan of Matthew Vaughn in general.
Me as well.
Uh-oh.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle is not bad.
Oh.
But like I believe this is the first sequel Matt Vaughn has made. Like, I mean, he's had other things that have made sequels, like Kick-Ass got a sequel, and X-Men obviously got sequels and all that.
Yeah.
But this is the first, like, I'm going to do the sequel myself, I believe.
Okay.
It shows. It shows, like, someone who hasn't made a sequel before. Because it, like, kind of falls in all the sequel traps of, like, oh, really? Like, I don't know. Like, I just, like, it's not bad. Like, I'm prefacing that up front. Like, I did not dislike it. It's just, I was disappointed because I just felt like it fell into too many of the sequel pratfalls of like callback, you know, like I don't need that. Like,
Yeah, callback, but more.
yeah, I mean, I know this is going to sound really dumb, but I think my biggest pet peeve about the movie, is Eggsy throughout the first one was like, hey, stop being a chav, be this like, you know, British super spy.
Yeah.
And this one, it's like immediately when he's not directly interacting with someone to be spy-like, he's right back to chav, like for everything. I mean, it's just like every time, like it's just a personal interaction. It's like, oh, hey, bruv, you know, it's like, like.
So
dude,
he's the Bad News Bears. He's forgotten how to
yeah.
play
I
baseball.
mean, kind of. Yeah. It's like, I thought we would like go forward. You know, like just like get to like full on James Bondsing now or something. You know, but.
Is it satisfying the manner in which they explain how Colin Firth is back?
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually works pretty well.
All right, I'll accept that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in this, and I mean, there's callbacks to like Lazenby Bond and shit. You know, like I mean, there's like it's like interesting stuff. I mean, like there's I don't know, I don't want to get spoilery about shit, but I mean, there's interesting little callbacks to Bond things again. I don't like to take other people's opinions in with me to a movie, but sometimes they just stick and I can't shake them. And it's sort of like when someone points out somebody's mannerism or catchphrase that you never knew they had, you never caught on that they had. Like, as soon as you realize every single movie, at least once, if not 15 times, Owen Wilson is going to go, wow. You know, like as soon as you realize that, it's just like, well, when's he going to do the wow?
Yeah.
You know?
Or like the Harrison Ford angry point.
Right. Yeah. Or yeah, just like, and somebody was like talking about the sort of try-hard nature of Matt Vaughn and even more so like, oh my God, I just, Mark Millar.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Miller, no, it's not really Millar.
When you spell it like
wrong.
that,
Yeah,
you got to say it Millar.
It's Miller, but like hearing that, I went in and was like, I'm obviously not someone who's offended by cursing. I do it all the time, but this one felt like you're just throwing in extra fucks because, you know, like it just like it's not necessary when you do it that much. It kind of like washes out, you know, like yeah. It's just disappointing because I enjoyed the first one so much, and there is something that's like a sort of a callback without being dumb to the church scene. Like, I mean, there's something semi on par, I would say, at least on the same course.
Basically, a long take.
Yeah,
fight
a
scene
long
thing.
tape crazy fight scene thing. Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's not great. Like that's if you've waited this long, just wait for video.
Probably a reason they put it out in September.
Yeah,
type thing.
Like I want to like it more than I do, and maybe I will on a rewatch. I don't know. Yeah,
Man,
I just don't like. I don't like.
and they even brought in C-Tate.
I don't like backtracking to do a sequel.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I've forgotten things I've learned, and I don't like rehashing. You know, those are just two things that really annoy me about a sequel. And it's like, I feel like, wow, maybe I'm kind of glad Matthew Vaughn never made the sequels to his things.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, just a little disappointing. Anywho.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That is
next up. I saw Blade Runner 2049, but I think we're going to talk about OG Blade Runner for just a second.
Yeah, forces conspired to keep me from seeing 2049 before
Okay.
the podcast. I tried to, but the almost 3-hour runtime kind of put the kibosh on that.
That
for me.
almost put the kibosh on me watching it. That's
Yeah.
fucking long time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that.
No.
It's like, but finding that block of time where I can actually do it,
Yeah.
it was the problem. But I did get to rewatch original Blade Runner, Final Cut.
Same here.
Yeah, which apparently, like everyone says, yeah, if you're gonna watch a version, watch the Final Cut,
Yeah.
which is narrationless.
It's almost the same.
The ending is more ambiguous than the other one. And
It's almost exactly the same as the director's cut, except he special editioned some shots, like recolor corrected them and things like that. But like content-wise, it's almost identical to what the director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
So just filling that in.
Okay, yeah, that movie. I've gone on record as being like, yeah, it's good. I don't think it's the masterpiece that so many people make it out to be. I will say this: it's a 5-star movie, and it gets better each time I watch it. And it's interesting the layers that are there, despite Ridley Scott really not aiming for that. You know, admittedly, on him admitting himself, like there's a lot of stuff that he just didn't. It wasn't intentional that people read things that certain way.
Right.
You know, and of course there's the hot take part of it now, or at least people think it's a hot take. That's like, oh, well, you know, he's just this guy tracking down slaves and murdering them. And it's like, yes, but the thing is, like, you're not supposed to like Deckard. You know, he's that hard-boiled noir guy who's like, he's a piece of crap, but he kind of knows he's a piece of crap and he doesn't care anymore.
And also, he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the big thing is he gets roped into it.
Yeah.
You know, but people acting like the whole slavery thing is some new thing. It's like, it's in the opening crawl of the movie. Yeah. So, you know.
Ding.
Yeah. And then there's.
Cinnamon.
Yeah. And then there's the fact that, like, he never initiates the attacks either throughout the movie, you know, which is something just to note that it's kind of like a way they temper that somewhat. Is that even though he's kind of a piece of crap, it's not like he's always attacked first. Granted, the people attacking him know why he's there, but, you know. But I think what I appreciate most about that movie is that it's from that early 80s era where just you didn't explain everything. You know, you let the world exist, you implied backstory for things, but you never went and were like, okay, this is how this is connected, this is why he's here. You know, there's never that exposition that, you know, fucking... what is cinema score stuff says, oh yeah, the audience wasn't sure why Edward James Olmos was following him around, so we need a scene with the chief where the chief talks to just Edward James Olmos and says, okay, here's why you need to do this. You know, there's none of that shit. You know, and there's just weirdness too. Like, God, I wish I could remember the names better because I haven't seen the movie enough times. But basically the guy who helps Daryl Hannah's character. Yep. And has, like, you know, he's like an engineer for the Tyrell Corporation.
Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian is, you know, like his apartment or whatever that is with like just these little people, robots walking around, but with like weird faces and stuff. Like, that's just like, what the fuck? You know, and the fact that they're staring at, like looking around as people are having conversations in the room. It's just, there's a lot of weirdness there. That, you know, nowadays would just get beat the hell out of the movie quickly. You know, they just would not have spent the budget on creating these things in this place that don't serve any purpose other than this is how this place, you know, this is the existence that this guy lives in. You know, and just knowing in the documentary that, like, things were written on the parking meters, like that it was $3 a minute, you know, and just stuff like that, that none of that shows up on screen ever.
Yeah.
But that world is so fully realized, and the effects, at least in, you know, I know Final Cut fixes a lot of the effect shots, but the effects are so good, and the settings and the matte paintings and just like the use of steam and color in scenes to imply the depth of the place and to imply just like how dirty and messed up it is.
What's weird is I rewatched it. I got the 4K copy that's out there. There's one shot early on, like before it really gets into the flyover with the fire billows coming out of the smokestacks and whatnot, that is not a good shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, it looks really bad in that high of resolution. It's strange. Like the rest of it is like impeccable, but like that one is like, oh, is this a add-in? Like, did you do this when we didn't have CG properly? Or
are you talking about the fire part?
No, it's like before that. It's more like a wide shot before he like really coasts into like down where you see the billboards and all that and stuff. It's just strange. I was like, is this an insert shot from later? Like, you didn't have a good copy of it, or it's just weird how off quality of the rest of the movie it is. Anyway,
yeah, but there's just, I think that movie endures because of the vagueness of stuff that's conveyed. You know, I mean, you can kind of insert what themes you want into it. Because there's not that explanation that's there, you know, and that's kind of where it has that link to, you know, why it becomes part of the influential sci-fi conversation, like with 2001. Because 2001 sure as shit doesn't explain any of whatever the hell happens by the end of that movie.
Nope.
But I think Blade Runner works in the same way in that, you know, it's like you don't know how long this movie takes place over. You don't know how Roy knows, you know, what's going to happen to him by the end. I mean, and that soundtrack, like, you know, I mentioned on Twitter, but like every movie that we watch that we're like, oh, it just another bullshit synth MIDI score or whatever, is kind of like chasing Blade Runner. Because like, it's the sound design and music in that movie is like 50-50 with the visuals. You know, people talk about the visuals being so groundbreaking, but like the music in that movie is so good.
Yeah. Vangelis was a fucking rock star for movie themes for a while. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but that movie is just as much about that music as it is about those visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just quick thought on it. I mean, in rewatching it, I pretty much agree. Like, I utterly adore Blade Runner, and yet it's like one of those things I have small nitpicks that are like huge in a way. Like, I still completely love it overall. Like, but it's like there are little things about it that just annoy the piss out of me for some reason. It's towards the end of the movie, but like, it's also a really old ass movie, and it's not plot wise, but like, they make a big deal about that all animal plant life and everything is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like there's just pigeons or doves or whatever, and it's like, huh? Like, are they artificial? Like, and they also make a big deal about like if you do have artificial animals, they're expensive as fuck. You know, so you wouldn't just have like a coop full of pigeons just roaming around an empty house.
I think it's I had read something about that in the book it's like pigeons are one of the few things that's still around, like pigeons and rats.
Yeah, like just garbage animals like cockroaches and pigeons.
Yeah, because throughout the movie, like a python and an owl.
Those are the rare things.
Yeah, they're both like hell no.
What's a turtle?
Yeah,
I know. No, it's little things, and like I mean, there's the overt symbolism with the end with Roy. You know, it's just like, oh fucking hell, I get it. You know, like Jesus Christ, I get it. Just stop beating me in the head with it. Yeah. Anyway, I just like I said, it's a movie I adore, but then like I have little things I'm like, oh fuck, like just really.
I still love his speech at the end.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then that's the weird thing is like whenever I watch it, it always feels like way shorter than I remember it.
Oh, it absolutely.
Like I remember that speech being really long, and it's not at all. And the last line of it was fucking improvised by Rutger Hauer. It wasn't even in the script. He just added that, and that's like the best part of it.
Yep. No, I mean, like I said, I completely and totally adore that movie, but then it's like part of me that like has studied some film and like knows to look for little things. Like I'm like, oh my god, symbolism! Can you beat me over the head anymore? And then you have people who are like, well, you know, they're chasing. He's basically just executing slaves, and it's like, fucking hell, that was literally in words in the beginning that you read. Fuck. Obviously, you don't understand the symbolism because you can't even understand words that tell you what the plot is. So, yeah. Like I said, my little gripes are probably to things people don't even notice.
Yeah, and I don't know why I only noticed it this time, but Deckard never says anything to Roy. The entire movie, he never says a word to him. Even throughout the whole, end sequence, which is like the last 15 minutes, he never speaks to him. And he's asking him questions, and he's never responding to any of them.
Well, he doesn't really talk to anybody except Joanna Cassidy, right? Because he doesn't really talk to Diana. He just gets his ass kicked for a little bit, and he doesn't really, he doesn't really have any conversations. Or I think he says, "Hi, Leon," or something like that.
Well, no,
does he talk to Leon? Does he talk to Leon for a minute or two? Okay.
Yeah, because Leon wants to know when he was created and how
right.
much time he has left. But
Anyway,
I know a big part of that movie. Basically, everyone but Ridley Scott involved in it wanted Deckard to not be a replicant. And, of course, Ridley Scott's like, no, he's a replicant. But, like, Harrison Ford, everyone else was like, we don't want Deckard to be a replicant. Like, it works better if he's not a replicant. So, there's that part of it, which, I guess leads into Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, and I will...
As far as, like...
I will do this spoiler-free, I assure you.
Yeah.
Wow, like... Man, like, I mean... If nothing else, I will say that Blade Runner 2049 is the kind of movie you just don't see anymore. Be it in length, breadth, visuals, literally everything. Like, I mean, love it or hate it, like, when at the end of the day, you have to admit it is fucking going for it. Like, it is all in with its aesthetic and everything, and, if you want to take the entire journey with it, that's up to you. I mean, it's the kind of movie, like, I'm having a hard time digesting it in one viewing. I think I really liked it. Like, I mean, like, that's my initial response, but it's like, it's one of those movies I don't think I can 100% say that I loved it or with any certainty know that I really, really liked it. It's just like my initial takeaway was like, holy shit, I'm blown away. But it could be the Abrams Star Trek thing of like, yeah, Into Darkness was really good. And then like you start thinking about it, I was like, actually, Into Darkness was kind of fucking... Wait, that was fucking stupid, and that was fucking... Well, that's a whole bunch of fucking stupid altogether in one movie that was entertaining in the first watch. So I don't know if I'm going to like have that reaction to it, but initial takeaway was like, damn, that is a movie. Mm-hmm. I think the most impressive thing is it kind of continues the... We don't really have to explain everything, and we will let shots just play out, like long shots, even when you know where it's going. Like it will just show you getting there, and not in like an annoying let's watch the plane take all the way off kind of way. It's just like, I know where you're walking, and because I'm not stupid, I know where you are and what's about to happen.
It's that whole tension.
It's kind of tension, and it's just like, and it's weird because it plays to that like almost like anti-tension. Like shots will be so long that our modern brains are like, oh shit, what's going to be the punctuation at the end of the scene? And there won't be one. Like it's even more 2001-esque than I think original Blade Runner is in that respect, where you're just watching these long shots play out, and if you're coming from a modern standpoint, you're like, oh man, something big is going to punctuate this scene, and then nope. And like that's actually kind of brilliant in a way, like kind of playing against to the modern viewing audiences, which means because people want formulaic, probably means the majority of average people are hating this movie because it doesn't follow any of the modern filmmaking rules.
That is happening.
Absolutely, I'm sure. Now, I mean, if you're like a fan of Blade Runner and you hate this movie, I can see where you're coming from too. Like, it's just, I think my initial takeaway was like, if you're going to do a long dormant franchise sequel type thing like this is probably the one you're going to want to model after going forward. I liked Tron Legacy, more than I think some people did, but that's also coming from, in retrospect, Tron 1 not being as great as people remember. Like, I recognize it as a thing that was groundbreaking at the time, but it's a boring fucking movie. We've discussed that on multiple times. Whereas the new one is not. So, yeah, like, I mean, I think this is playing along with the original one to a point, and then also being its own thing, and staying kind of true, but also having its own vision. Like, it just rides that line really nicely, I think.
Well, and that's the nice thing about having a universe with so much room to grow, as the first one has, that, it feels to me as if they could have told a story and not even involved Deckard in it, and it still probably would have been a movie I would have enjoyed. Yeah, basically being set in that universe.
Sure, and I mean, and there are plenty of strikes going for this. Like, if right off the bat, most people hate Jared Leto.
Yeah,
putting him in it is like automatically some people are like, fuck that, don't care, won't watch it.
Yep.
So I mean, I was saying, like, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of hills for this movie to have to climb. I think he's fine in it. I don't really have this general Jared Leto hate that everyone seems to have. I don't know if that's just Suicide Squad based or if that's his own persona. I can't figure it out.
It seems mostly to have come from his behavior on Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Because it wasn't like he won that Oscar, and then everyone, and that was kind of like, it was like kind of people respected him for just a brief time, and then I don't know what happened after that.
What did he win an Oscar for?
Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was a backlash as far as like, oh, he shouldn't have won, I wanted somebody else to win, or what, but that kind of like suddenly before that movie, and it kind of like, I think it kind of felt like that for McConaughey too, where it was like, wait, are we supposed to take this guy seriously now?
Yeah.
And like, McConaughey has obviously justified it by making some really, really good choices since then, but it's also kind of like Jared Leto hasn't necessarily.
I get
so
it.
even when he has a good choice mixed in, people think it's a bad choice.
Yeah, he's bombastic in a way that his career has not really earned him. I mean, like, one good, notable performance aside, like, he hasn't done anything where it's like, oh, yeah, you're on the level of Brando and De Niro, people that can be all weird and method.
Yeah,
and
I think that was kind of what the switch that flipped within people was that he was just kind of a dude who was in a band and made some movies, and all of a sudden he wins an Oscar, and he's just kind of like, well, I'm an actor, and it's just like, oh, wow, fuck you, buddy. and then just
and everyone, and basically annoying the shit out of everyone on Suicide Squad. I think,
which was really unnecessary.
Yeah, because it basically forces you to side with the other people. And people still like Will Smith. His movies have kind of sucked for a while now, but people are like, I still like Will Smith. Why is he being a jerk to Will Smith?
Yeah, leave Will Smith alone.
Yeah.
I like Will Smith just fine. Not a big fan of his kid, but
Yeah, hasn't Will Smith suffered enough?
Yeah, he has to live with
He
that.
lived with Jaden in his house for how long? Come on.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's some of that or what, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just saying this movie has plenty of hills to climb. I mean, even going in, I was just like, man, I don't know what to think about this, and I tried to, blank slate it and just watch the movie, and I was definitely entertained. I will say, I think the last Gosling movie I watched, I was like, man, I just don't know my feelings on Ryan Gosling.
he's one of those guys that he's a lot like C. Tate to me, and that I went in wanting to not like him, and I continue to realize that no, wait, I actually like this guy.
Yeah, but that's,
Like I keep liking every movie that he's in, and I keep thinking he's probably one of the best parts of that movie.
here's the thing, like I'm now firmly of the camp, like I can like him in a movie. I still think I would fucking hate him if I met him. There's just something about him. Like, I think I would just absolutely dislike him. And I no basis for anything. Just like I feel like he's an asshole in real life. Like if you met him, and sometimes that shines through his characters more so.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just a really good actor. I don't know. Maybe, when he's supposed to be an asshole, he's an asshole. I don't know. He's.
Well,
I like him when he does this. Like when he does the mostly silent protagonist a la Drive in this, or if he's just like, I'm an asshole and I know it, a la the good guys, like, or nice guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like something like when he's supposed to be charming and likable and something like La La Land, I'm like, fuck you, fuck you, Ryan Gosling. No, it's just like when he's supposed to be good, I don't buy it. There's just he is an inherently unlikable face for some reason.
It's that punchable face.
It's something about it, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're either mute or middle of the road, I'm okay with him. So, yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I mean, yes, it could go some places. It does some things. I can't really say any more than that without being spoilery. And the soundtrack is totally different. I mean, it's not trying to ape Vangelis at all. It's just it's got some Hans Zimmer bombs in it, but like not to like an annoying level, really.
Yeah.
It pointed out that the subwoofer system in the theater I was in kind of sucked because it wasn't like you were getting the bombs, you were getting the blah, 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 I'm out of phase.
Yeah.
Huh. So.
Yeah, and I want to note, like the soundtrack in the original, there's like saxophone and other stuff in it. Like everyone thinks that it was just like vaporwave, synthy type stuff the whole time, but there's a lot of other things going on there. And one thing I forgot to mention, like, I think Sean Young is generally bad as an actress.
Okay.
But she's really good in Blade Runner. It's kind of like the Jennifer Lopez in Out of Sight thing, where it's like, where is this for every other movie that you've done?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just one of those cases where like you found the perfect character for you and nailed it.
Yeah.
Because I think that she's kind of like bad in everything else I've seen her in.
She has more misses than hits, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's like excellent in.
I was
the
trying to
original
think of
Blade
something
Runner.
to defend that with, and I was like, I'm coming up blank.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all love Einhorn in Ace Ventura, right?
Sure.
All right.
Ace Ventura is not about the acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's totally not.
So Chuck,
Yeah?
you watched anything?
No.
Why not?
Busy.
Busy? Were you making videos or something?
Yeah? Yes. And I've been watching shows that we've already talked about on the show, so.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, do you want a couple of voicemails?
What? We have voicemails?
Yeah, we got a. Well, it's two, both from Jay from Vegas.
Oh, that's right.
I do appreciate that. Like, lately when we've gotten calls, people that call and they're like, "Hey, yeah, blah blah blah," and then like half an hour later, like, "Oh yeah,
And another thing.
yeah," just like me right now with Sean Young. I'm like, I forgot to talk about Sean Young. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Here, you can stop stalling. I have now. I was not prepared, but now I am.
Hey, BMFcast. This is Jay from Vegas here, and I just wanted to comment on your whole cutting the cord conversation from the most recent episode. I recently had to get internet service where I live, and here's the crazy thing. I have Cox here in Las Vegas, and they offer gigabit Ethernet, but to get it, you have to buy a package that includes TV and phone. So to get the internet speed I want, I have to have a TV service I'll rarely use, and a phone service I won't even use at all because I have a cell phone. But I don't know why they do that. I mean, I would just pay them what they want for the gigabit internet, but for some fucking reason, they gotta be like, no, get our worthless phone and TV package that you're never gonna use. So yeah, fuck them. They are trying to hurt us cord cutters, I think. But I don't need them. Oh, by the way, I got some of these creme brulee Kit Kats from Japan. These things are fucking good. If you can get a hold of them, get a hold of them. And, yeah. Fucking cable companies, man, trying to kill us cord cutters.
I would like to point out that Google Translate at the very end said, F *** cable companies, man, trying to kill escort shutters.
Yeah. They are totally...
Which she's calling from Vegas, so that seems
Escort
like a thing you
shutters.
might have out there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got to check your escort shutters. Otherwise, the escorts get right in.
It's important.
Yeah. Then he called back.
He called back.
Hey, Jay from Vegas here. Just a quick little addendum to my last voicemail. If you're going to go for the gigabit Ethernet, make sure that your cable company actually has the equipment, because mine didn't, and it cost me like $300 to get all the special stuff I needed to make it all work. But you know what? I don't even fucking care, because the first day I was in my new apartment, I streamed Spider-Man Homecoming 4K HDR, like no interruptions. It was fucking gorgeous, totally worth it. All the pain, all the money, all the trips to Fry's to find all the fucking things I needed. In the end, it was all worth it. So, yeah, go for that internet, man. Peace.
That internet.
Go for that internet.
Man.
Go.
Son, I want you to do one thing with your life. I want you to go for that internet. Peace.
Yep.
Roger, we are go for internet.
Yeah, I pay so much for like cable and internet because we have DirecTV, and the only internet option you get with DirecTV is, hey, get some AT&T, which is like, yeah, we can give you the high-speed package for 25 megs down, and it's like, nah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to get my cable through Comcast or my internet through Comcast, and I just want the fiber, man.
Yeah,
and
we all want the fiber.
Yeah, we're still waiting on it at the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting on it at my house. I've seen them lay the cable out in the out off the street, but going into my subdivision is the part that I don't know if that ever happened. I don't even know how that works.
Well, then you have assholes
totally
who are like,
honest.
you can't tear up my yard, and I'm going to fight this and fuck your AT&T. It's like, it's not even your part of the yard. It's called a fucking easement, dipshit.
Yeah.
And stop trying to fuck with our internet. Your precious yard will regrow in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we just want good internet.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's one of those things where like, dude, if you signed up, you would know. But I also think like instituting caps for no fucking reason is strictly a cord cutter move, like to try and fuck over people that, granted, Sling doesn't work. Like, I thought about using it, and everybody who's ever tried it had the same experience BJ had. It was like, Sling's garbage, don't bother. It looks like 480p. Good luck. So, yeah, I'm still looking for that solution. Because it's like, there's still no streaming option that simulates the whole just channel surfing experience.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm lucky in that I couldn't care less about doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it would be impossible for me to want to just be like, wait, what's on TV? When I can go, hey, there's a show I'm watching. Let's watch the next episode.
Yeah, well, that's how my wife and I are. We watch stuff. We're just like, just put something on, and then that sucks. Let's just find something else.
But
and like through Netflix and all that, like you have to know what you're looking for, and that's the tricky part.
The weirdest thing I'll do is I'll be like, I'm gonna go do something and or take a nap, and I just want background noise on. So I usually just I'm like, hey Netflix, what nature documentary is there? Like, show me like Planet Earth or something, and just put that on. Nova, if they had Nova.
Nova.
Yeah.
Nova's a great thing to take a nap to.
Nova.
Yeah. Nova.
Oh, plus I'm thinking like maybe like subconsciously just take that shit in.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, like
And you'll get smarter.
maybe
Maybe. You never know.
it's like sleep osmosis.
Mm-hmm. You're like Lucy, but sleep.
Sure. All right, you want some emails from some Scots?
Like from Scotland?
That'd be great, lad.
Nope. Just guys named Scott.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Fine.
pretty good.
So we got 2 of them.
All right.
2 Scots?
Yeah. First one up is from Scott 2. Scott the Second.
Oh.
It's been a long time since Scott the Second
Okay.
has written us a pun-filled email.
Oh, right.
So fucking brace yourself, friends.
Okay.
So braced.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah. He titled this one, Getting Hit in the Stomach with a Ratchet is Gut-Wrenching. Greetings, Casty. It's been a long time since I've written in, although I still listen to the show nearly every week. Nearly, Scott.
Come on, Scott.
Fucking get on it every week. Since this email is about demonic cars, I suppose you could consider it an auto response. On the other hand, maybe it's a retread, since this is the second time I'm delivering this information. Anyway, before I burn out on puns, the first time I ever wrote into the show was via Facebook Messenger in December of 2013. In my message, I said, quote, I was listening to the episode about the Scorpion King. After the break, you were discussing Google movies. Movies you remember bits of the movie, but not the name of the movie itself. Someone mentioned a movie where a car shoots out of the ground after it was thought to be defeated, and someone else said that it was the movie The Car. I think that is incorrect. I believe the movie you're thinking of is the horror anthology Nightmares. In the segment called The Benediction, Lance Henriksen plays a priest who loses his faith and winds up being stalked by a demon pickup while driving through the desert. End quote.
But you told me that's not what it is, right?
Stand by.
A couple episodes after sending that message, Harlow said he tracked down the movie Nightmares and confirmed that it was the movie he was thinking of.
Oh, that's totally the movie I was thinking of.
Now, shift gears and accelerate nearly 4 years into the future, Chuck and his minions, or as he calls them, other listeners, have managed to convince Harlow that he was thinking about the movie The Car.
Oh,
I don't
The
know
Car.
what kind of sick game he's playing, but he's clearly gaslighting Harlow. I strongly suggest Harlow review all of his previous conversations with Chuck, especially any involving money. Anyway, I'm off to a job interview as a bicycle taxi driver. It's a good exercise, but I'm not sure I want to change my name to Rick Shaw. P.S. Still hoping you'll do a podcast on one or both of the movies I sent you, Hooper and The Soldier with Steve James. Scott 2, Speeding Off.
Was gaslighting also a car pun? Can I go with that?
Yes.
Sure, it's Scott 2, yes.
Sure.
It was Nightmares.
I know. I think maybe it was the
well,
car.
No, it's not the car.
I think you've
I love
convinced
that-
me it was the car.
I love that you actually confirmed it and have forgotten that you confirmed it. This is how thorough the gaslighting has been by Chuck.
I'm fucking stupid. Have you not figured that out yet? I mean, we're creeping up on 400 episodes. I thought it would have been apparent by now.
Oh my God.
I've got the memento disease. Next week I won't remember any of this. I'll be like, was that the car?
Was it?
There are some
I
conversations
think
we
maybe
have.
I think maybe it was a truck.
Also, I need to watch The Car.
You should watch The Car.
Yeah, I
pretty
kind of
good.
regret missing The Car.
There are some bits in the car where we actually shouted, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
That's a
they're
good
kind,
sign.
They kind of are. Yeah.
That is a good sign.
However, not the movie where anything comes up out of the ground.
No,
Nope.
it was not
That-
the movie you were looking
That
for.
would be the horror anthology Nightmares.
Right.
Oh, I've heard of
In
that.
the segment called Benediction, I believe, with
Yeah,
Lance
Lance
Henriksen.
Henriksen.
That's
Yeah,
right, yes.
yeah, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Man, 6 episodes from now, we're going to be like, God, we got to find that car movie.
So it wasn't The Car. What was it?
Must be this.
All right, last one we got tonight.
People need to worry when we start rewatching the same movie for the band.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
going to happen at some point.
Pull the plug.
Nope, we're
That's
done.
when the show is done.
I can tell you that won't happen.
Okay.
My memory sucks. Like if you're like, tell me, describe Firehead to me. I'd be like, Martin Landau's in it, and I can't tell you a fucking thing else. But if we started watching Firehead, I would immediately be like, we watch this.
Okay.
Trust
Yeah.
me.
Sometimes it takes me longer. Like every single time I watch Event Horizon, like 30 minutes in, I'm like, "Fuck, I've seen this."
Yeah. Trust me. I that's the like a movie
Okay.
comes on TV. We can we'll just be flipping through and Jen will stop on it, and then I'll be like, I've seen this.
Yeah.
She'll be like, how do you know? You've watched like 5 seconds of it. I'm like, I recognize the actors and I know.
Mhm.
I just stupid like that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
last email is from Scott from Seattle.
Oh.
And he's titled this one, Chuck Fan Day. Chuck Fan, never met the guy.
Chuck Fan Day.
Yeah. Said, I just wanted to send a bit of appreciation towards Chuck. I've been a fan of 31 and 31 for at least 6 years now, and he always knocks it out of the park. I've gotten some great recommendations from him, and I'd list them all, but a quick glance at my movie shelf tells me the list would make this email too long. I know Chuck works awfully hard on it, and he always brushes off the praise of the other BMFcasters, so I just wanted to make sure he understands the fans are appreciative as well. I think I started following Chuck on YouTube because of his Worst Movie Scenes of All Time playlist, which has quite a few doozies in it. It's one of many things I wish a creator would keep updating, but between the 5 or whatever podcasts Chuck does for BMFcast, as well as his life outside of podcasting, I completely understand it falling by the wayside. Yeah. I got into the BMFcast because of Chuck, and I'm sure many others did. His clips of discussion on the movies you watched over relevant footage was a great idea and drew me in. The BMFcast actually became the first podcast I listened to, so I guess I have him to thank for that as well. As a result of Chuck's creativity, his smarmy charm, and the work he's put into pleasing a lot of strangers on the internet, wow, tell me about it, I hereby declare November 1st to be Chuck Day. I'm not really sure what celebratory activities you perform on Chuck Day, so I'll leave that up to Chuck. Crash and burn, Scott from Seattle.
Well, Chuck is a saint, so that fits. It is All Saints Day already. So I believe that we would celebrate Chuck Dowling and Dorothy Mantooth on the same day.
Yes.
Both saints.
Both saints.
Yes. Modern day.
So I'm in favor of this.
Okay, sure. Whatever you guys want to do.
My proposal.
All right.
My proposal.
Go on.
Just tweet really nice things at Chuck that day.
Okay.
I mean, you should do it every day, but that day in particular. Just tweet nice things at Chuck.
I'm just going to tweet nice things and tag Chuck in them.
Yeah.
They're not really about Chuck. But you asked for that the other day.
Yeah,
a while back. You're like, just tweet something nice.
Yeah, if you got just like puppies bouncing through a field, like one of those looping GIFs.
Yep.
Just tweet that at him. Just be like, hey, Chuck.
You know, one of them looping gifts.
Oh, I'm sorry, a looping GIF.
There it is.
No, I mean, I think it's a lupping GIF.
Oh.
A looping goof.
Yes. Looping GIF. Yeah. How do you say it backwards?
Fig pooping.
Right. No, but
Yeah.
that's my proposal, Chuck. Got anything else? You know, watch all his videos. Mm-hmm. Eventually, one of them will have monetization that he actually receives.
Yeah.
So do that.
Yeah, sure.
Watch his Python review.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll get to watch the Kenny the Closer scene.
He also has a Patreon. As do we. We both have Patreons. You should support us both.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get I'm segueing into the next thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where would people support us?
Well, I believe that would be patreon.com/watercooler is yours. I only watched it like 31 times. No?
No.
Fuck.
No.
What is your Patreon?
Where
Chuck?
would people support us?
No, you first. You first.
Mine's patreon.com/smarmyjerkface.
Okay, Smarmy Jerkface. My bad. Only saw it
I am
like 31
branded
times.
everywhere on the internet.
Okay.
as
My
Smarmy
mistake.
Yeah,
Jerkface.
and your new series. You're doing TV anthologies.
Correct.
Spooky Tube.
Spooky Tube.
Yeah, Spooky Tube.
Which will be Patreon only, so I'm just saying.
Well, for 3 months.
All
You
right.
get a 3-month exclusive.
Yes.
Okay,
You get a
fun.
3-month bonus.
For only $1.
Yeah. $1 fucking.
Yeah,
fucking
just
dollar,
$1 you would fuck.
Yeah.
Give it to Chuck instead.
That's right. Don't fuck that butt. Give it to Chuck.
Put it on a fucking shirt. I've weared it. With your URL in the back. Don't fuck a buck. Give it to Chuck.
Yeah.
Who
That's.
gives a fuck? Buck.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, I am already like really looking forward to these. There is one Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode
Yeah.
I am extremely looking forward to because it fucking scarred me for life
When you
as
first-
a fragile 9-year-old.
Yeah, when you first gave me a plot description of that, I was like, I don't know what that is. But then I got like one sentence further into it, and I was just like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yes, that one. You're absolutely right. So,
Yeah, that one, like, that is the one that, like, I was old enough that I was like, I don't need a nightlight anymore. I'm a man. I'm 9.
I'm a man.
And I watched that.
man.
I watched that, and I'm like, I need to turn on every light in the house before I go to sleep because that's the only thing that's going to save me from what burned my brain at the end of that episode. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm already looking forward to that one coming up.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
But that's going to be a few episodes off for sure.
Yeah, it is going to take some doing. But I'm.
Yeah.
the good thing about these shows is that they're short, and you can just do a whole bunch of them, so it's pretty easy. So once I get out of this introductory phase of having to give the history and the backstory of the show and everything, and just can get into each one, it's gonna go, just gonna crank them out.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm just kind of impressed that's how Scott got here, to be honest.
I think there's quite a few
I kind of thought Scott was here before me. That's my recollection, but we didn't have a lot of interaction.
I don't know, which Scott are we talking about? Which Scott was this?
Scott from
Seattle.
Formerly from Dallas. From Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Dallas.
From Dallas.
But yeah, I don't. That's
Scott,
awesome.
Scott with the problem with the kidneys from Dallas.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of our early listeners, we don't hear from them anymore.
That's true.
I think
Probably
like
Chuck.
Yes.
yeah, they were all Chuck.
No, they were all pre-Chuck. And then Chuck came along and this is not even the same cast anymore. It's so much better.
Can point to one that we lost.
No, some of them return.
Yeah,
Okay.
They just don't write in anymore.
All right.
You know,
But when you're done throwing a buck at Chuck
Yeah.
for all of the things that he likes to fuck
Yeah.
with,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah. Go to patreon.com/BMFcast.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You
that's
get
ours.
early access to BMFcast Extra, early access to BMFcast Rewind, access to our archives of shit. There's a lot of stuff that's been like things that got archived there that just no longer had a home anymore. $5 get you bonus podcasts. The Doctor Who one is ongoing. The other ones were on kind of hiatus,
Yeah,
which is unfortunate, but
we bit off more than we could chew.
yeah, but if you are subscribed, you can still get them. So, and it's got its own RSS feed. It's pretty nifty.
Yeah. Seems to work well.
Yeah,
So.
and we're enjoying them.
Yeah.
Doctor Who show is really good.
I
if I say
agree.
so myself.
Yes.
I like it. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to write us at bmf@bmfcast.com. Go to bmfcast.com and check out the sidebar, which has links to everything else. The socials, the YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook, our Discord server, which is a chat app that a lot of us use when we are at work and bored. And man, we have so many channels in there now. If there's something you want to talk about, you want to talk about wrestling, they got that in there. You want to talk about sports, it's in there. You want to talk about video games, it's in there. You want to talk about movies, all that stuff. Like we got
the channels.
Yeah, and there always seems to be somebody on at all hours.
There absolutely does.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we come and go as we have time with our normal day jobs.
We do.
Yeah. If you go to Patreon and give us lots of money, then we could probably quit those and talk in there all the time.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. If you're a super fan
Yeah.
and you just want us to chat all day.
Well, I don't mean you. I was saying like the royal you.
Yeah, if you've recently won the lottery,
Yeah.
Yes.
hey, help us out.
I mean, if you want to contribute
help
that
us
much,
feel like we won the lottery.
give us a call. Like,
Yeah.
'cause we can bypass
can
those
work
Patreon
that
people.
If you don't want to, go on the record.
Yeah. They take a little cut. We'll work around them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're going to call us at 910-5JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. Leave
Yes.
a message.
Yeah. So you're gonna
And then call back half an hour later and
Yeah.
go, hey, I forgot to...
and well, leave a message and we will take the next call. If you say that you're going to donate some lottery money.
We will look up your number and call you back.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We might even show up at your door like, hi.
Yeah.
No, let's not go too
We
far.
will
just-
podcast live from your living room.
We're just 4 podcasters.
Yes, we are just poor.
Anyway, let's get out of here, shall we?
Let's.
I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out. No one was going to do that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It throws off the whole
Yeah,
rhythm.
BJ says that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you say motherfuckers.
I feel like that wasn't a good one though. And this is BMFcast out. I just felt like I was going to laughing at the first one.
Motherfucker.
What, have you been adding in the motherfuckers lately?
No, I always cut
Yeah,
them,
okay.
unless they're really good.
Motherfucker.
If he throws one in that catches us off guard and we laugh at it, I'll be like, oh, okay, now that goes
All
in.
right.
But yeah, if it's just a standard motherfucker, it gets cut. Sorry, Beej.
Yeah. Don't give us any plebe motherfuckers.
Yeah. Sorry, the Beej.
Or the beige, as he was called long ago.
Yeah.
So next week, back to
Back to
Wednesday.
I believe that's the plan.
Yeah, sure.
However, the following week, I need to request a Tuesday again. What? My anniversary is on Wednesday. That tends to not go over well if I do the
That
podcast
happens every
instead.
year.
What's that?
That just happens every year.
I know. It's weird how many years it's been already.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is weird.
That's so weird.
I mean, think about it. The world was a much different place when I got married.
Yeah. I didn't check my phone once at your wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Me neither.
I know.
I don't even know where my phone was during the wedding. Like,
It was in one of those rooms.
yeah, that day is very, very much a blur, which I'm sure it is for just about everybody that gets married and has like any sort of, people at the thing.
Yep.
I just remember the best part was having that bar there afterwards and basically just shutting down our tab, which had run high, and sending everyone over there like, hey, if you want to hang out, there's a bar on site, and just go out there on the dock. And
Yep. I most of that stuff for me, I remember what I can see in pictures from the day.
yeah.
Like, my memories are now of looking at a picture and going, oh, yeah, that. Like, I don't have any independent memories of things that happened without there being photographic evidence.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really
did you
get
drink?
like...
I did, yes. There was a problem at my wedding reception to where this wasn't the problem. We just bought a bunch of alcohol and put it on the table, and anyone could fix their own drinks. So I went over to make a rum and Coke, and I poured a Coke, and then I poured the rum into it on top, and
backwards.
didn't mix it. So I would drink half of it and go, well, this drink is half down, and then go put more rum in it. So all I was drinking the entire night was the rum. By the end of the night, man, I was just like...
You're bad at drinking, Chuck.
I'm very good at drinking because I was the most outgoing, friendliest person ever.
Yeah.
And that's what drinking does for me. It just makes me friendly.
Yeah, see, you and me, we're lucky that way. Like, I have a friend who's like the nicest person you will ever meet, but if you get him drunk, he will fucking pick a fight with you, like, within minutes.
Yeah, see that.
And that's the worst. Like those people, like angry drunks, I'll never understand it, but it is the worst to be around.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just, there's certain people, it's like, that's your cue to go home is if you're drinking with them. It's like, all right, yeah, you're...
I'll punch your lights out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking punch in the face.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But me, that's just because, like, I've been the one who's, like, Mr. Outgoing, everybody's my best friend. Hey, have you met this guy? Like...
But see, it's weird. Like rum, I can handle it. Like I realize that I'm getting friendlier and just more outgoing. But certain other things, like whatever the fuck we had in Orlando that day, where it was just whatever fruity drink we had outside.
Oh, the Tree Island or whatever.
No, it wasn't. It was the special one we had at the outside bar. We tried some other thing.
Something runner.
Yeah, that thing made me just be like, I gotta lay down for 4 hours.
It was mostly rum.
It was something else. It might have been tequila in it, which wrecks me.
Yeah,
I can't handle tequila.
I just don't like tequila.
Yeah,
like it's not really a reaction. I just don't like the taste of it. I like margaritas, but because my teeth suck so bad, like I can only have one or two, and then the sourness hits, and like I basically won't be able to brush my teeth for like 2 days without wincing in pain when I hit certain teeth.
Yeah, you just saying that hurts my teeth.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And like margaritas are the only tequila drink I kind of like.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, drinking.
Yeah.
Weddings.
But yeah, we can do Tuesday for your fucking wedding.
Hey, thanks.
I'm trying to think of like any alcohol that for me it's just like I don't like gin. I've never had anything with gin in it.
Yeah, I don't like gin either.
I keep trying it. I keep like, well, maybe this is the
Yeah.
This is the thing that
Gin.
maybe this is going to be the drink I like that has gin in it. Just hasn't happened yet. I know it's the gentleman's alcohol or whatever.
Yeah, I will drink the fuck out of Tom Collins.
Does that have gin in it?
Yep.
Yeah, we made those.
Well, I thought a Tom Collins can have anything in it, right? Oh no, that was the thing you made.
Yeah.
I'm thinking just a highball. Highball can just like whatever and whatever.
I didn't make a highball for you.
No, I'm saying highball is like the generic drink.
Talking about something else.
Yeah. I didn't used to like bourbon, but now I really like bourbon.
I like bourbon.
I've grown into really liking bourbon a lot.
Of all the whiskeys, I'd say Scotch is my least favorite.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
But I mean, I could still, if it's good, I'll still drink it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. My dad, he's got like, he has the special Scotch that he breaks out. That he that's going to give him for his retirement. So I've had some of the, whatever it is, the Blue Label. which
Johnny
I was
Walker
just
Blue,
like,
yeah.
this is good, but this tastes like any other scotch. You know, I didn't want to tell him that because, you know, he cracked open this super expensive bottle, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He likes scotch. I don't.
Scotchy.
Yep. Man, I never realized how loud that fan is, but I'm glad it never shows up on the mics. Pop screens, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pop goes the weasel, and the weasel
All right.
pop.
Hopefully I'll be able to see Blade Runner 2049 before next week. Also, I've seen Baby Driver because I got my Blu-ray today.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
I
and
guess-
it is ultraviolet. I had to confirm that. Sorry.
That was going to be the first movie I just straight up buy digitally. That's it.
Yeah.
That is the first one that I've...
You gonna buy the 4K or whatever?
Mhm.
Yeah. Wait, with iTunes, does it work? Is it 4K more, or is it just you buy the iTunes when you get the 4K?
Yeah, they're just $20, which is what a new movie would cost anyway.
Okay. Yeah,
I
one
mean,
day.
technically speaking, I could go... Well, no, I mean, any of the physical copies are going to have ultraviolet, regardless of format. So, I was going to say I could go find a cheap DVD or Blu-ray, but no, it's still going to have ultraviolet. So, yeah, if I want that 4K iTunes, I just got to go buy that, apparently.
Yeah.
Some bitch! I like having physical copies, still.
Yeah.
I'm weird like that.
I have a few that I need to make like an Edgar Wright shelf where I can just put all those in one spot.
Yeah.
You know, certain people I trust enough, and I think he's definitely one of them.
Yep.
But anyway, man, this thing is taking a long time to shut down.
All right, shutting the stream down.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Princes of Maine.
We'll see you next time.
You kings
Oh
of
wait,
New
that's the
England.
wrong podcast.